Tribal House Network.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
What's going on, everybody? We got another BTM commentary, and it's officially the Christmas season. Zach, are you as excited as I am?
Fuck no! This season sucks!
I'm stoked, man. So, obviously, I've mentioned in the last few episodes that we have a lot more to dabble into with Christmas. Obviously, with Halloween, a little bit more limited, but Christmas is going to give us an opportunity to jump into other genres. Obviously, there's horror. We have some ideas that we're going to do for horror, but the action genre is something we haven't been able to pick at in a little while, and I've missed it a little bit. So some of these that we're going to do, I think are, well, what we're doing today is kind of an obvious one. I think it's kind of hip to say that the original Die Hard's that's my favorite Christmas movie ever. It's kind of just cool to say that now.
I never even thought of this as a Christmas movie.
Really? Well, it's funny because, yeah, I don't know. Where do you draw the line there? Because it's the backdrop, I guess, is Christmas, but that's pretty much where it ends. The fact that it's a Christmas like party at the towers, and but it's LA. There's not really an aesthetic going on for the holidays, and
exactly.
Yeah, other than Christmas is an excuse for John McClane to be there, right?
Yeah.
Or is that actually? I think Christmas is more the excuse for John McClane to be in the second one, right? Because he's flying home.
Maybe.
This one, I think he's just kind of working something out with his wife. He wants to meet his wife and talk to her. I don't even know if Christmas is really that in depth to the story, but it's a classic. I love this movie. It's one of only two good Die Hard movies, in my opinion, 1 and 3. We're not going to waste too much time. I want to jump right into it because this movie's like 2.25 hours long. So let's go 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, hell yeah! Why does it look so stretched out? Why does it look like that?
Yeah, it is. It's very stretched out.
Is this copy fucked up?
No, it'll be fine.
You know what? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm looking at IMDb that says Bruce Willis. What the fuck is this? I thought this was a documentary about James Carradine or whatever. His career.
I was wondering if you were going to kind of recycle that joke because you said that a long ass time ago. You probably said it on your first episode, Evil Tunes. So it's been a while, but I was wondering. I'm like, because I always think about that gag. The what did you call it? His biopic would be called Die Hard.
I stole that from Red Letter Media too.
Oh, did you really?
Which you didn't know that because you didn't watch it, but now you could have known that. You could have known that. You would have known it. But fuck you, because you watch it now. Now I can't steal the jokes from them.
No, it's all right. I still haven't gone through too much of their material, man.
Oh, I would suck their dicks. I have.
Well, okay. What I've seen's good.
So, you excited for tomorrow night? That's when we officially kick off fucking Retro Rampage live streams, baby.
No, I'm very excited about it, because the commentaries, they get a little wearing sometimes, so I'm excited to shake it up a little bit and finally get into this stuff we've been talking about with the promises of more live stream content. So I'm excited. Are we official doing the Metal Gear Solid 3? Is that what we decided on?
I've been fucking brushing up on it. We could do whatever, though.
That's cool. No, we can do that. So that'll be fun. And we agreed on 8 p.m. Central Time is, I think, the time we got. So it doesn't really mean anything to you guys out there because if you're listening to this, it's already aired. So, but...
Yeah, plus, I was thinking we could do them all because, next I'm gonna save up and get a fucking, I'm gonna get, well, fun fact, I was gonna get a GameCube, component cable, the one with, like, not the red and white and, fucking yellow, but the better ones for, like, more HD TV, the green and blue ones and shit. So I'm like, yeah, the component cable for the fucking original fucking GameCube. I'm gonna look it up. How much does it cost? $300 fucking bucks. Fuck that. Fuck them and their fucking ass. Fuck them and the horse that rode in on them.
Who's reselling it at that price? I have one.
You
I
do?
don't even use it. I bought one for my Wii when that first came out, which it.
Oh, that's the Wii, baby.
But it works for the GameCube. They use the same peripherals.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
Because everybody say that the GameCube one has a special chip in it.
Oh, well, maybe. I figured the plugs all fit.
Once I realized, like, oh yeah, the Wii one is fucking way cheaper. I could just get that and play it on the Wii. And so yeah, we could do fucking Twin Snakes, which you've never played through.
What was I actually have Twin Snakes on my new PC setup, and I have a GameCube emulator too.
Donk. We're gonna do it though. That'd be donk.
No, dude, that would be more fun. I wish we were doing that.
I don't have the fucking cables yet though, and I'll have to get that and fucking component cable to USB or to HDMI converter.
What if I somehow got you the copy I have of Twin Snakes?
Like an emulator of it?
Yeah, it's a ROM and an emulator. I mean, what if I got you those? I mean, could we do that?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't see why we couldn't. I don't know. It's obviously a pretty big file, so maybe I'll send it to you just for shits, and we'll just kind of see how long it takes, and maybe just have it for the future. I don't know.
But yeah, that'll be a doc. We could do them all in order too. We could do 3, and then fucking, well, you could just skip 5 since you haven't played it, you fucking asshole. And then we could do the fucking MSX games because that's on the collection too.
But we don't want to do nothing but those games back to back to back. I mean, we'd spread them out.
Well, fuck you then, punk.
Well, I mean, because we're not going to be able to do this all in a sitting, you know? I mean...
Oh, we go into... We're going to sit there for fucking 24 hours straight playing them all.
Oh, that sounds great. Regardless, I'm excited about it tomorrow, and I'm excited that we're going to have tons of options going forward on what games to do.
Now I wish we could go back in time and redo the fucking Halloween Blitz and do all the fucking Silent Hill games and shit.
Yeah, while we're at it, if we can go back in time, how about we just not do those shitty Halloween movies?
Exactly.
We wasted a lot of time doing those horrible movies. Most of them are bad.
Would you fuck John McClane's wife?
You know, I don't know.
I would fuck his daughter.
But I'm conflicted here about her. She's got that crazy 80s hair. She looks like a total mom. She's not very sexified, and she's got those shoulder pads, that strong and businesswoman look. I don't know.
I would fuck her. But, do you remember who played his daughter in the later movies?
Yeah, your chick, man. Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah, I would eat that pussy up. I'd tear that shit up. All day long, dig up a pussy's ass. Bang, 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 up her ass.
Did she actually make those movies watchable for you, though? The fourth one?
I don't remember much about them.
They're not good.
Yeah, I didn't hate the fourth one. The next one was a turd.
Dude, Argyle's my shit, dude. He's awesome.
Would you suck his dick?
It's probably too much for me to handle, man.
You'd probably fucking gag on that shit. It's probably got like a horn on it that'll fucking stimulate the G-spot, though.
Yeah.
Like a unicorn dick.
What's funny about the Die Hard series, I still put it out there that I think there's only 2 really good Die Hard movies, this one and Die Hard with a Vengeance.
That's ones I like.
And Die Hard with a Vengeance was a totally different script that was supposed to be a totally different movie, and they're like, hey, just slap Die Hard on this, see if we can get Bruce Willis to do it.
I think Die Hard 2 was originally a different script too, maybe.
Yeah, it sounds about right. But Die Hard 2's, it literally is just, it's the Coke Zero version of Die Hard 1. You know, it's just not as good. It's so watered down.
It's Riverman's favorite fucking movie of the series. We gotta get him on when we do that.
And you know what? That one's Christmas too. We could technically do that one too.
Maybe if we could get him on, baby.
Because he's going home for... You know, isn't it funny how they ditched the Christmas theme? Because, once again, he was going home, I believe, for Christmas. That's what it is. And he's in D.C. That one takes place in D.C., right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was the same thing where he's going home for the holidays. And once again, I mean, you don't really get much Christmas vibe, but you get just as much of a Christmas vibe as you do in this one.
You know what we should do for the Christmas month? Friday after next.
I just watched that movie on our Vudu account. It's terrible.
It is. It's not good.
It was one of those things where I was laying in bed and I'm like, hey, what's a movie I can kind of... My standards are lowered when I'm just kind of like on my way out and trying to fall asleep.
Yeah, if anything, you don't want to put on a good movie that you have to pay attention to. You want something stupid that you could just be on and you know what's happening and it's easy to follow.
I'm like, it's been years since I've actually watched this. If I'm going to give this any sort of opportunity for redemption, I guess now's the time. And I put it on and I'm like, this movie's not good at all. Nothing about it. Even the one part that made me laugh back in the day, you know, Mr. Jones, even he wasn't funny anymore. Like, you know, chicken so good make you want to slap your mama. It wasn't even funny. It just...
I never thought that was funny. I was like, what the fuck?
It's just too much. I don't know. It doesn't land for me.
It's a try-hard movie. It's like, that's a fucking gag that just screams, I'm trying to fucking capture the magic. And he shouldn't have tried so hard.
No, it really was. And that's the way it came off to me this go-around, was like, yeah, that was a little forced. And also just, the movie has to grab, any movie has to grab you in its opening scene. There has to be some sort of inciting incident. And the whole scene with their Craig and Day-Day's apartment getting broken into is not funny. It's not effective. You know, I'm saying it with my milk and cookies. It's not funny.
What are you doing at my house? Eat a big ass sandwich and shit. That's kind of funny. That's a little funny.
It's the dialogue is so weird and wonky. I don't know.
The way it's edited is really cartoony too. Like fuck the music playing in the background. It never really stops throughout the whole movie, if I remember right. It's been a while since I watched it.
The movie's terrible. I mean, it's Christmas. It's fucking god awful. So far, it meets the qualifications to be one of our commentaries for the holidays.
And wouldn't that just make sense if we did the stupidest, shittiest one in the series first?
Because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Let us know out there, guys, if you guys want us to do that. I mean, I kind of wanted to make December about movies that we enjoy. So let's get through the good movies first, and if we have time, I mean, I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot of fun personally doing these holiday things, so maybe we'll have a little pep in our step and want to do some extra stuff. But there's so much to get through.
Yeah. Plus, fucking, maybe we could even do a live stream Christmas night since we'll be off. We won't have to edit it afterwards. We'll just maybe we could do something like that. That's something we don't give a shit about, really.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to have anything going on for Christmas. You know, Christmas is kind of a touchy thing, though, because a lot of people do have plans, so...
Oh, yeah. I forget other people exist in this world. I have to share a world with them. I don't like that, but, you know, sometimes I forget it.
Well, you know what? Christmas Eve might be very appropriate.
Mac and Zach are going to do a live stream on fucking New Year's Eve.
Oh, I was going to pitch New Year's. Okay.
We're going to do a drunken commentary of fucking Leprechaun Origins.
Oh, well, I got to jump in on that, right? And then, Origins.
Oh, no, that's the remake. You're going to be on the new one when it comes out.
I still might jump on, though, because I'm not going to be working New Year's. I might.
If you want.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys are putting, you guys are putting those on Twitch, too, right? Are you guys streaming through Twitch, or how do you guys do it?
We can.
Yeah, I don't really know how you guys have been doing it, but...
We did Resident Evil 0 on Twitch because we already started it. We finished it last night.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'll jump on for sure. I think it'd be fun. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to be able to get to a shitty movie, but like I said, there's so much good shit to do on Christmas. We have a lot to go through. I mean, for crying out loud, I don't with movies like Die Hard. I want to get through Lethal Weapon. Obviously, we have Silent Night, Deadly Night 1 and 2.
You know what, though? I think if we do Silent Night, Deadly Night 1, we're not going to want to do 2.
I agree.
So, if you want, we could just fucking put the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, the revival classic that you were on Mac and Zach, and then we could do 2. And we'll basically be doing 1 again and 2.
Okay, that works. So we'll do part 2. And who knows if that always leaves it open to next Christmas. If we want to do another part 1, I guess we can. So that's a good idea, because past that, it's getting a little ambitious, but I definitely want to do more.
If we do 3 and the rest of them, it'll definitely have to be drunken commentaries.
Yeah, garbage. But so I'm thinking, this is my plan. What's other action movies? So we have Die Hard. Man, Die Hard 2 might even... I think we should bump that Like, it shouldn't be priority because we're doing Die Hard 1?
If we get Riverman to join, maybe we could do that one.
Okay, I'll see what he says because he likes that one. He likes seeing William Sadler's oiled down ass.
William Sadler's pretty donk. I'd suck his dick.
Do you think it's his best role, or do you prefer Death?
Death.
So, anyway, so here's our idea. We're obviously kicking it off with Die Hard. I feel like to do action we got to do Lethal Weapon 2. Right? Lethal Weapon 1, not Lethal Weapon 2. Lethal Weapon as well. Even though it's not my favorite Lethal Weapon movie, Part 2 is the best.
I wouldn't even think of fucking Lethal Weapon as a Christmas movie either.
It's actually more Christmas than this movie when you think about it. Like, at least there's... You see more Christmas aesthetic, right? Like,
yeah, when I think of Christmas movies, I think of fucking where it's a plot point, not just it's a backdrop in the movie.
But they're both backdrops in this movie and in Lethal Weapon, but at least in Lethal Weapon, there's actually an aesthetic backdrop. There's literally no aesthetic backdrop here. You know, it would make all the difference in the world if John McClane was coming out here for Christmas, but I don't think they make it a point to make it like that. I think he's just coming out here to work it out with his wife, patch things up, you know?
He's trying to dive into that muff one last time, I think.
Yeah, I can understand. But at least in Lethal Weapon, you could see like the houses are, you know, decorated. Murtaugh's houses are Christmas decor, and it's still California and there's no snow, but I know you see like the palm trees and shit decorated and some light. You know that crazy scene in Lethal Weapon where, you know, those movies are totally unrealistic, obviously. But, you know, when fucking, is it Riggs, when he's running down the street with no shirt on, he's firing the fucking semi-automatic, screaming. Like, yeah, what cop does that? And he does that in the second one too, where he jumps up on top of his trailer and he starts fucking shooting that automatic at the helicopter with his like chest open. Like, what cop does this?
Remember the fucking Lethal Weapon game? Remember how you switched between characters in that game?
That game's terrible.
Yeah, it had the dumbest way to switch characters, though. You remember how it happened?
I don't quite remember.
You walked off screen, you walked left, and then the other character came out.
Because they can't coexist in the same like frame.
Exactly. They don't share screen time with anybody. They both had it in their contract. We had to be the star, the most fucking popular star on the screen.
And you know... Yeah. And also, I'm sorry, why couldn't they just had it? They're just palette swaps, right? Didn't they make Murtaugh basically Riggs' sprite? Like, he's even got the mullet, but they just give him blackface.
They might have. I don't even remember. That'd be fucking terrible.
I think that's all it is. So it's like, if they're gonna do that anyway, why not just literally do the palette swap right in front of your face? Why have one of them? Why insult us by having the white palette swap Riggs walk off screen to have Riggs in blackface walk on?
And all of a sudden, he doesn't have really short hair anymore. He's got long hair. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. Well, it's just a Jerry curl, I guess.
Exactly.
But anyway, so we're starting off with Die Hard. I'm enjoying the fuck out of action, man. So Lethal Weapon, and then we'll do Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. And maybe the order will be jumbled. I'm not saying this is the definitive order of things. We want to I think that'll leave room for one more movie, but we want to get some specials in. Zach and I are going to have to do a mini little blitz of a few specials, like, because those things aren't too long. Maybe we could do like live commentaries of those, man.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, that'd be fun. So maybe that's an idea to kick around. So I want to do Pee-wee's Christmas special, because to me it's the greatest Christmas special ever. I fucking love it. What would be your pick? So what would you choose to do a Christmas special of?
The fucking Married with Children one.
Okay.
With Sam Kinison.
Which I've been binging that still on Hulu. I'm towards the end of season 6 now.
I was looking up shows to for us to maybe do it. I saw Pete and Pete has the Christmas special we could do.
Yeah.
That'd be donk.
I saw that. I don't know how much. Some of these are like borderline. There's nothing to make fun of, right? Pee-wee's Christmas special is amazing, but obviously we can make fun of a lot of shit about it because it's so
autistic,
80s and retro. But there's part of me that wants to do things like the Garfield Christmas special, which I just love it. It legit is a good Christmas special, just kind of like a 22-minute thing, and it's so good. I like it. There's nothing to make fun of about. And then we got a recommendation to do the classic family home entertainment, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeers and stuff like that. And I think we bounced that back and forth like a year or two ago. I would love to do a couple of those. this might be a bit ambitious, but it might not be so bad if we do them via a live stream. That would be a good like two birds in one stone thing, I think, you know?
Well, we could. The South Park Christmas special would be good for the first season.
That would be cool. Fuck, man. So if we're considering that these TV Christmas specials are, with the exception of like Pee-wee, I think that was like an hour, so it's like 50 minutes long. But things like South Park, Merry Little Children, or something like Garfield or whatever, these are like 22 minutes when you take out the commercials. They're not very long. We could literally do a live stream and do like 3 or 4, you know, and just shoot the shit. That would be pretty fucking cool, man. So, and I think in post, you think we'd be able to, maybe not on Twitch, because Twitch, it just automatically uploads it the way it is, or would we be able to splice them up for YouTube into different videos, or would we have to like start new sessions for each one? How would we do that?
I don't know. We could record the audio though for podcast version.
Yeah, because I don't know if we're going to be able to get away with video on that shit too. Because I don't know if we want to fuck it up, but I reapplied for our YouTube partnership, everybody, because our 30 days of fucking YouTube prison are up as of yesterday, recording this. So, not that I give a fuck about what YouTube thinks, but just for the sake of the listenership and you know, keeping our net as wide as possible, cast, I obviously did it. And it's just going to be a bot that's going to either deny us or approve us, just like the one that fucking took us down. And I bet you it'll even approve us, but we might just have to be careful on some of that shit, though. But the jury's still out on how Twitch works, you know? We need to like do some research and check out other Twitch channels and see what people get away with there. We're not even asking to get away with more than we should. We just want to be able to use fair use, because YouTube doesn't even let you use fair use, right? Like, we get dinged and flagged and fucking of shit that's totally fair play to use. Remember our shit was getting pulled down because they tracked 2 seconds of muffled audio in the background while somebody was taking a breath and not talking. Like, how do they pick this up? And even if they do, we're allowed to use so many seconds of audio, right? And we're not even using video. You have all these big YouTube channels with millions and millions of subscribers, you know, that pretty much make their living off that. Channel Awesome and Nostalgia Critic, I mean, he's got it down to a science, right? Where he cuts to a frame of him talking about it. He'll go and play a clip of the show or the movie, and he'll play just enough time, like 10 seconds, and he'll go back again, show just enough, you know what I'm saying? They don't fucking get taken down.
Exactly. And that's the thing with YouTube is you just can't trust them. They fucking they take you down, and they fucking they spit on you when you're down. They fucking stop your face in the ground, in the dirt.
We are gonna take you down.
Exactly.
Dude, I found this company that makes T-shirts, and Paul Bear Express is the website.
Paul Bear. Oh,
my Undertaker. Yeah,
Undertaker.
He's dead. R.I.P. Hey, that's fitting, right? R.I.P.
Exactly.
But anyway, this T-shirt company, I'm not pitching. They don't sponsor us or nothing like that. But dude, they make some good shit. And they were getting some good reviews, and I discovered them through some people on Instagram I follow that have a lot of followers that were like, "Fuck yeah, these shirts are awesome," and I like that because I can see them in their little videos and shit, and I can see how the quality is, and I don't like buying stuff sight unseen online because I'm really particular about shirts. Anyway, they have this Trick or Treat Sammy Kerr Raglan baseball tee, 3/4 sleeve. It looks fucking bitchin', and I would really like to get it.
You want to get it and use it as a cum rag?
Oh, absolutely. As my little rag man. Yeah.
Your rag man, exactly. They should make a cum rag that says rag man on it.
Yeah.
I would come.
So there's little Mary Elizabeth Winstead, or the actress rather, and that's not really her, but she could not save part 4 or 5. And it's funny because I remember when I saw Die Hard 4 in the theaters, man, that was one of the biggest crimes against humanity in the whole era where they were neutering these movies like that should have been R, and they were making them PG-13. You know, that was a big trend.
Oh, it's even worse than that. I heard that that movie was actually shot as PG-13, and they added Fox to the movie to make it R for the DVD.
Oh, is that what they did?
That's what I heard.
Oh, so I saw the movie and I'm like, what the hell is this? There's no violence. And not only that, they substituted, it's like, okay, if we can't have an R rating, we might as well ditch the concept of it being gritty like the first one because we're going to have to cut out all the violence. We might as well turn it to a CGI fest superhero movie. And that's kind of what they did because there's no language, there's no gun, there's no blood, there's no violence. And John McClane's just this fucking superhuman. A lot of CGI. He's like hanging off fucking jets. And he's not getting a scratch on him. It's everything that this John McClane isn't, because this one is Mr. Everyman. That's why we like him so much. And, you know, they credit this movie with creating the modern action movie, right? And he's one of the greatest anti-heroes ever, right? And, you know, he's very imperfect. He's not like in amazing shape. He's an average Joe. He's got a receding hairline. He's got an alcohol problem. He's a boozer.
He makes shitty fucking music under the name Bruno.
He does. You think in this universe he does too? Probably.
I wonder. We need to watch his fucking spinoff movie Bruno. That'd be good.
Oh, okay. Bruno sucks, man. I hate that movie.
That's a great fuck. Yeah, you need to go back and watch it.
I'll give it another shot. We should do a commentary for it. And I'll give it another shot because, you know, sometimes when the audience that you see a movie with can kind of make or break, or sometimes impact the way you feel about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I saw this movie, man, and it was so polarizing. Everybody was being very quiet. You could hear a pin drop.
They would have been fucking weirded out by me laughing my ass off at that movie.
And I think I've told you before, though, we're watching Bruno, and what is that one scene where, is there not like another like guy-on-guy scene where they're getting kind of sexual, kind of like in Borat, where it's getting kind of gross?
It's been a while since I've seen it, but baby.
There was one scene kind of like that, only with like two guys. I don't really recall it. But anyway, when I sit down to check out that film, in walks two adults, and behind them, like little lemmings, is about like 7 small children.
Yeah, he told us that. Like, what the fuck were they thinking?
And I'm just thinking, what is going on here? All right, like maybe these guys saw Borat and they're like, oh, there's nothing wrong with anti-Semitic humor. That's fine. This will be just more of that. I don't know what they were thinking, but they all sit down and they were sticking it out for quite a bit. And I'm like, wow, at what point are they going to fucking leave? It was during this one scene in the middle where it was a big really gross scene. Like it was fucking like, this is ridiculous. And I just watched them get up and they all shuffled out. Like they hit their breaking point.
Oh, fuck them. I would have forced the kids to watch. Like, this is the shit you gotta watch.
You know,
none of that fucking Barty shit.
I might even want to watch Borat sometime now that because I got sick of that. You know, the hype was so crazy for that. You know, it's like you just don't want to fucking look at Borat. You don't want to look at anything related to the character. Everybody's doing very nice and all that stupid. Everyone won't shut the fuck up about it. Now I feel like maybe I should go back and relive it because I got to give it credit. When I first saw Borat, I saw it opening night with a buddy, and we never laughed so hard in our fucking lives in a theater, to be honest with you. It was so funny. And so opening night, obviously, we just showed up like everybody else did. It wasn't quite the phenom it was until obviously the week after. But dude, I remember my buddy, he was a heavyset guy. I thought he was going to have a heart attack. He could not fucking breathe. He was about to vomit. He was laughing so hard, which is only making me laugh even fucking harder. It was ridiculous. And that movie was nonstop. I remember even at the beginning, man, he was losing his shit. Everybody in the theater was losing their shit. Like the festival, like, oh, quick, kill the Jew egg. Remember the thing? And they're beating it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was just nonstop. So it's too bad his career didn't quite hit that level again.
You can't do that forever. You gotta stop. But he did it again somehow. He came back and made that show, which is already out on DVD. No Blu-ray, by the way.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it when some things don't come out on 4K Blu-ray, but not even Blu-ray?
Yeah, the new season of Curb Your Enthusiasm only came out on DVD too.
That's fucking whack.
And it screams like, oh, I know why, because they're probably gonna put out a box set with all of them on Blu-ray at some point.
Okay.
Even though there's really no fucking reason to put the first couple seasons on Blu-ray because they weren't shot in HD.
It's just, I can understand it being it's kind of a crapshoot releasing any home video, television on any kind of like home release, because I don't know about you, but I kind of gave up on buying television series on physical media, because to me those are totally fine on something like Vudu, and they're always going to end up streaming somewhere. You know, I don't know. I hate the idea of multiple discs. If I want to binge watch something and having to get up and put in discs, you'd think they'd be able to put every fucking episode of like Curb Your Enthusiasm on one Blu-ray at this point.
Oh, you're so lazy, baby.
I don't, dude, I am. Absolutely. If only they would lower the fucking prices on The Simpsons on Vudu. I keep looking whenever we have a holiday to see if maybe they run those on sale, and they don't. I have the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons on DVD, old school, in my closet. That's really all I care about. It's really the first 8 or 9, but 10's all right. And I can't watch them, man, because I have to go through those packaging, and they're kind of a pain to open. And then there are each 4 discs, and each one's got like 5 or 6 episodes on it. And the show's so watchable, you were going to get up and have to put in discs again. It's worth it. I want to own them digitally. Those I do. But they're fucking $20 to $30 a season. They're ridiculous.
That's fucking autism.
You can buy the DVDs for like $9.99.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what? And I can't. I mean, if they mark them down to $15, I might double dip and I might just go ahead and get them. It's like, and I might not get all of them, but I might get a few of them, but I can't justify.
When I got Vudu for fucking 99 cents, I'm like, oh, The Simpsons are on there. I can watch like season 5. I got it to like season 4. And then I'm like, yeah, I can watch those. And oh, it's just the fucking new season.
Oh, they stream the new one for free?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to watch. I mean, to me, it's just, I'm not saying it's not watchable, but it's forgettable. It kind of falls into, it gets lost in the shuffle of every Family Guy episode and everything else that's ripped it off and all the other shows. It's nothing special, but you can't touch The Simpsons in its prime. I mean, in my opinion,
it's too hot to handle, too cold to hold.
You call the Ghostbusters and they ain't control? Yeah. Had him throwing a party for a bunch of children while all the while the slime was under the building. Dude, that's the best example of a movie where it's like, okay, Bobby Brown, we want you to write a soundtrack theme, and you got to write it about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does he get? And we're gonna give you an advance copy. Get inspired, and he literally just verbatim raps about the plot of the story. You know, literally.
They probably gave him a fucking synopsis.
I don't know, in the fucking chorus, he said, and the thing is the actual lyrics don't flow. They don't make sense in the context of a song. You have to see the movie for it to even kind of be understandable. Like he says, out of nowhere, had him throwing a party for a bunch of children. Okay, he's referencing the opening scene where they're doing a birthday party. Is that really a relevant point to the movie? And that's in the chorus of the song? And then how does that line have anything to do with the following line, while the slime was under the building? Like, okay, great. I mean, the slime was under that building while they were fighting Gozer, if you want to get technical. I mean, it's been there for fucking years and years.
It's all the negative energy, baby.
I know. Oh my God. Fuck. Hey, I'm making it official right now. If Zach's down for New Year's, man, we got to do Ghostbusters 2.
Hell yeah, why?
Because it's a New Year's movie.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
All right, let's do it, babe. We haven't done the fucking original, so here we are doing the sequel first.
You know what's funny, though? Well, we always do that. You know what's funny, though, is technically the movie crosses over Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that one scene, the montage scene, where they're back in business, and it's just like in the montage, and it shows them running down the streets, and they got Santa hats on?
Yeah, it's just one shot.
It's one shot just to imply that, okay, it's gone over the course of months, you know, because they're back in business. But I'd say it's definitely heavier on New Year's because the climax of the movie's New Year's, right? Everybody's singing, they're at Times Square. And, but fuck, man. And I love that movie so much. And I could talk about Ghostbusters 2 and how I feel about it compared to the first one.
You know what's going to happen if we do that? We're going to get fucking Antoine and his cousin. Why the fuck you like this movie? The first one's better.
Mario and Luigi? Yeah, Mario and I don't care, man. So that's funny. Maybe that can be. Oh fuck! You guys are going to be doing. You guys are going to be doing a live stream on what's it called? Mac and Zach. So.
Oh yeah, well, we can record it and release it though.
Yeah,
on New Year's.
We'll figure something out because I think that's the Cause how many New Year's movies are
there? New Year's Evil.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's it. What else?
That's all I can think of off the top of my head.
So that's decided. So we got to squeeze that in, and that's technically December too, man. See, we got a fucking big plate on our hands, but I think
What if fucking New Year's falls on a Wednesday? That'd be donk.
That'd be great. Regardless, I mean, oh, you mean it'll be donk because it's less work for us? Mm-hmm. Well, regardless, I think we solved a big issue with the Christmas specials thing and us doing that via live stream. I think that's a great idea. So, it'll be fun, man. I'm excited.
And technically, New Year's is 2 days too. You got New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so that could be January. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll got some time, so we'll have to put it up on one of them.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. Stop with your autism. Trying to fucking make me think it matters, but it doesn't. You're trying to back me into a corner is what you're trying to do. Trying to make me look like a fucking fool on this show.
You guys will take what we give you, and you're gonna like it no matter what day you get it. You hear it?
Exactly.
You got it?
Oh yeah, dank. That's dank. Look at his fucking permed mullet. That's dank. I would fucking comment it.
The Germans. So,
what made you think of that?
Because they're German. I don't know.
Oh, were you quoting fucking The Pest?
Yeah, I was. We still have, that is the oldest movie that's still in our box, by the way, our queue.
I don't know if that's the oldest one. I think Halloween 3's been in there longer.
Oh, really? See, we put our top movies that we got to do in a Dropbox queue, and when we finish a movie, we delete it out of the box, obviously. And I still fucking stare at The Pest. I'm like, when are we gonna do The Pest?
We wanted to do it with fucking Mac.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, are we gonna have Mac on to do fucking Saturday Night Daily Night 2 like we originally planned? The future. Back in it was fucking written in the stones.
I would do that if we do that. Can we get a fourth person too, like we did with Josh? Remember that? What movie did we do? Or was Mac and was it Josh James and me and you, or was it Todd Riverman?
Todd,
sorry,
man.
I doxed him. I would like it to be a fatal four-way because I feel like when Mac's on and we have a fourth person, it works very well because it makes it very balanced. To me, it does.
Oh, we could just tell Mac to not do the autistic thing, and then I won't do it too.
Well, Mac did his thing when we did. What movie was that, by the way, where we had River on Mac on?
Fucking Return of the Living Dead 2.
Okay, when we did Return of the Living Dead 2, Mac sort of did that same thing he did when I first met him. He had never talked to Riverman, and he was, I don't know, he was very different. It was very balanced. It was very cool. So
he was not autistic.
Yeah, he had a few IQ points increased. No, but it's very interesting, man. So we still have to. Did we ever release that classic Ghost episode?
No, we got to. We could do the intro after this if you want.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. And so you guys, if you guys hear that, you guys will hear Mac sort of, as Zach would put it, non-autistic.
It's gonna be a spooky fucking Christmas. And if you like, say you went back and listened to that fucking Deep End recently, like, oh, I just listened to those stories again. I don't need to hear. You need to hear it, baby, because we talked about most shit. And you get to hear my original reaction to his stories. And fucking Mac, we talked about dreams. We talked about dreams we had as kids. There was other things we talked about. It wasn't just going to be fucking ghosts, baby. It was going to be just everything creepy.
So it does have something different to offer than what ended up on the Deep End then?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to hearing it then.
I mean, 90% of it's all the stuff that was on the Deep End, though.
Yeah.
But it's still donk.
And we get Mac stuff too, which he wasn't on the Deep End, so that'd be cool.
You get that extra autistic feel with Mac, but he's not being autistic. He's not. It's his natural autism, not his pumped up, trumped up autism.
So, and sometime this week, if I get a wild hair, even tomorrow, but by Friday, and I've said it for the last month, and I got to do it. I want to do a Deep End episode, and I had a really cool idea. I mean, I've got a couple of really good ideas. I just don't know how applicable they are at this time. But
we need to find somebody who saw his parents get murdered by Santa Claus. That would be perfect, and talk to him.
No, you know what's funny though? I would really like to. I wish I could just interview Zach, everybody, like the real Zach, like have a candid interview. Like, I want to crack you open, baby.
Yeah, what would we talk about? How big my dick is.
No. See, that's what I'm saying. I want to break you. I want to really fucking dive in. I want to find out Zach. I want to go beneath the autism.
Exactly.
Exactly. I want to go underneath it all. And what's funny is, I think that would be very interesting to people that listen to this show, right? I think it would. I mean, I'm not saying you have to, but I think that'd be very cool to do just like an in-depth, serious, like.
Actually, really, we don't need to, because if you listen to the fucking first episode of Deep End, you pretty much hear me in real form.
Oh, but we just got a piece of you though. I want to hear about it. We want to know Zach.
You saw the fucking complete naked picture. I went full autistic like I never do on the show. I started crying and shit.
Well, regardless, I want everybody out there to hold me accountable because I'm saying it right now. Zach, I want to do a deep end this week. So hopefully have that out. Hopefully, man, the weekend.
See, I'm afraid we're gonna sit down and record it, and then I'm gonna have a hard time fucking breaking character.
Well, we'll fill the water. And if that's going that way, I'll be like, all right, man, I'll see you next week. I'll just do this myself. Dude, because I have an episode. The episode I've been wanting to do for a few months now is super fucking heavy. And it's super hard to talk about. And I've actually, at a loss for, no, I'm not at a loss for words, but it's just hard to get it out. And I don't know how to angle it because it's tricky because it's not just involving myself, it involves other people, which makes it, kind of, like I said, tricky. Like basically the big picture of what I need to talk about is very, 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 very interesting, but I might have to take an entire portion of that bigger picture and not even discuss it because there's a part of it that I can talk about where everybody else is safe and it's totally fine. But if I want to tell the whole story, well, then I risk doxing a couple of people, if you know what I mean. So, which sucks because it's kind of like I'm compromising some of the story, but maybe that's the way I have to do it, or maybe tell it in parts and just kind of do this first part because it is kind of a two-way thing.
Make up names and yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, that's trust me. If I tell you the story, you're gonna realize it's very hard for me to make up names. It's like if you were like, all right, well, so my brother murdered a guy. Let's just call my brother Johnny. Okay, all right, well, it's my fucking brother, right? So I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm gonna do that. So if I can get that figured out, I want to do that one. But that one, I have to really be. It's Christmas time, man.
You could do it like the old school way. I have a friend and his brother murdered somebody, and this friend is not me, by the way.
Yeah, that doesn't work either because there's kind of a running theme here with even the first episode. This one's much like the first episode where it's going to be very, very transparent and deep stuff, but it is the holidays. December is, I don't know, man. I'm kind of enjoying having fun with all these commentaries, so I don't know if I should bring that down with that. But another episode we could do, I thought about, is kind of Christmas themed. That I have an interesting way of angling it. But I have a cool few ideas that we can do, and I definitely want to do that this week.
You know what? While you're talking, I stopped listening, and I just thought of something awesome. You know what would be dank for the next movie?
What?
Is the mom and Mary Elizabeth are fucking each other with a strap on.
That is more interesting than what I was talking about.
It is.
That would be hot.
I didn't really stop listening. I just thought it'd be funny if I threw that in there. But yeah, what would you give to see that? I would jizz a gallon of milk. Who's
giving? Who's receiving?
But the Bob is the strap-on giver.
Gotcha. I don't even think I finished what I was talking about with Mary Elizabeth and those fucking sequels of Die Hard. So, like I said, they neutered it. It was PG-13. I didn't realize you said it was filmed at PG-13, but the movie's not. It does not resemble Die Hard in the slightest. It when I saw it, I was like, this just feels like a generic Bruce Willis movie that they slapped the name Die Hard at the last minute on it. Because during that decade, every Bruce Willis movie kind of blurred together, and he looked like he had that clean shaven bald head, no scruff. He looked like every Bruce Willis. It just didn't. He didn't seem like John McClane at all, and John McClane didn't give a fuck. Like I said, he had this crazy receding hairline. He had a 5 o'clock shadow. You could tell he looks like he hasn't bathed, and he just doesn't give a shit. That Bruce Willis was a matured John McClane, and I didn't like him. Like, he looked clean cut, and I get it, man. I would hope to God John McClane 20 years later wasn't still a raging alcoholic, but that's not the John McClane I love. So,
well, he wants to fuck his daughter because she turned really hot, and so he's cleaned himself up, and he's trying to fucking, he's been fucking grooming her his whole life just in case she got hot. He's been giving the sides out like, oh yeah, when I take. See, this isn't even funny. I'm going down a dark path here. I should stop.
Yeah.
Anyway, would you fuck this guy?
You just gave a whole sea of listeners some repressed memories right now.
But we fucked up again. You got derailed again. What were you gonna say about?
They're all dialing their therapist right now. Like, no, what I was gonna say is just the movie's got issues. Anyway, and Kevin Smith in it's fucking weird.
Kevin Smith, he's donk.
But doesn't it take you out of the movie when you see Kevin Smith?
Yes, it does.
It does. It's like, oh, there's Kevin Smith. And where else? Justin Long, can't stand him in the movie. I think he's a shitty sidekick following Samuel L. Jackson.
I didn't hate him in the movie, but I can see that.
But following, it's, that movie was so good. The third movie, I would have loved to see Samuel L. Jackson in the next one. Like, let's continue. Yeah. Let's continue their friendship. And Samuel L. Jackson, he's always been in movies. It's not like it's not like he stopped being marketable. They could have easily got Samuel L. Jackson will do fucking anything.
And show us his fucking cock in a movie finally. I've been waiting.
Yeah. No, I concur. But and Timothy Olyphant was the worst fucking villain.
Timothy Elephant, he's fucking donk.
He was weak.
He played Agent 47 in the remake of the Hitman game.
Yes, I saw. Was he in the remake or the original?
I think it's a remake.
Was it? Okay, I thought it was the original, but
was it a remake or was it like a fucking sequel, but with a different actor? I don't know. I didn't watch him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's shit. But he was a horrible villain, and it was sacrilege, man. Even when they did the yippee-ki-yay, he didn't say motherfucker, the whole yippee-ki-yay mother, yeah. And then it's like, what is this? Anyway, I thought it was atrocious, but I guess review-wise, fucking people loved it.
I didn't take it seriously. I fucking knew it would probably suck, so I had low expectations. And
maybe I'm thinking of critics. I guess that's not the same as the audience score, but critics loved it, and I just didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But Mary Elizabeth was technically in the fifth one, but just in the beginning, I think, right? She dropped him off at the airport or something.
I think she's in that one with Timothy Olyphant, whatever.
Yeah, she's a main plot point in the fourth one. She's, he's got to rescue her, right? She's in the movie.
Yeah, she's in the fifth one for one scene.
Yeah, when she's dropping her off the airport or whatever, and something like that in a car. It's very minute, but that movie, I don't know. Like, I saw that, and that movie's shit too.
Mm-hmm.
But that one was attempting to be more Die Hard than the last one was. It failed, but you could tell it was trying to be more Die Hard.
I got the feeling that they were trying to fucking pass it on to his son, and like, oh yeah, the next one's not gonna have John McCain in it at all. I called him John McCain. See, that's the thing. What if John McCain starred in these movies?
I don't know. Have you seen that Dick Cheney movie starring what's his face? Batman, Christian Bale?
No.
Oh, it's got Sam Rockwell as George W. Bush, and fucking Bale. He gained all the fucking weight in the world to be Dick Cheney, and he's not wearing a fat suit. And it's called Vice, and he's the main character, kind of like he was pulling the strings, calling the shots. And I saw a trailer for it when I saw Creed 2, and it looked interesting.
That fucking that's topical. George Bush died recently.
Yeah, he did. George Bush Sr. So I wonder if those
I ain't gonna die.
Is that Me Too chick gonna fucking lay off him now for grabbing her hiney a few months ago?
Oh no.
You remember that?
I would be fucking disgusted. A dead man grabbed my ass.
But do you remember when they tried to drag George Bush Sr. under the fucking bus?
Oh, he deserves it. Fuck him.
They were taking a picture, and I guess he had his hand resting on her bottom. Like, the dude's fucking like 95 years old. And he's in a wheelchair. Good Lord, just let it go.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, don't fucking touch my ass, you old fuck.
But, speaking of Die Hard 5, like I said, Die Hard 4 was a different animal, which on one hand I can appreciate. It just did not feel like Die Hard, and it was fucking not good.
They need to end the series with him dying with an erection.
Yeah, that'd be fitting.
Or die with doing what David Carradine did. That would be dank.
Dude, in Die Hard 6, they even ended it as a throwback, a homage to the first one with the villain falling, you know, just like Hans Gruber.
Yeah, in slow motion.
So they were trying too hard. And it was still a CGI fest, and John McClane was still a superhero, and he was like immortal, which you fucking hate. But they were trying to make an action movie. But I really wish people would learn that Jai Courtney's not going to happen.
Jai Courtney, he was Spawn. He already did happen. He's the greatest fucking comic book superhero ever.
You mean Michael Jai White, you motherfucker? What the hell?
They got the same fucking name. How am I supposed to keep all these people the same? They're fucking. They're the same fucking person.
No, Jai Courtney was his son in the movie, right? And they keep trying to make this guy a movie star, and it's just not taking off. When will they learn that he's not going to happen?
What other movie was he in where he was like the star? Was it a Universal Soldier movie?
No, I can't even remember. He just shows up in a bunch of shit. I think the last thing I know him from, he was in that Suicide Squad movie, which actually did make money. I'm like, okay, well, somebody just kept your career alive for 5 more minutes.
I swear he was in a Universal Soldier movie.
No.
Or was it the newest one?
No.
Where it's like first person or something?
That's Scott Adkins.
Oh.
Which that's really good, by the way. I'd love to do those eventually. So,
not to be confused with Ron Atkins, the great fucking mastermind that made Schizophreniac, the horror mangler.
We still got to fucking do Schizophreniac too.
Yeah, we do. It'd be Doc.
We got that. So it's actually going to be kind of exciting once we get through December and stuff like that, because then we'll have a little bit more freedom to not stay within the confines of, you know, a theme. Like I said, with Christmas, we have a lot more freedom than we did with Halloween. But, you know, back when January comes around, we can sort of get to BAU, business as usual, and get to some of the requests and stuff. We can.
Yeah, I'm excited to do a fucking month of requests, baby. And then our fucking month of favorites. That's gonna be Doc.
Schizophreniac 2 is we did get requested for that, man. So and we'd have to have Josh James on for that since he was on the first one.
Exactly.
But even after the holiday, I want to start doing more action. So maybe we could have a month that's maybe dedicated to that, or it'll be thrown into like a favorites or something, or like a favorite action movies or a favorite. Technically, we're doing one of the best action movies now, but we could have a month favorite action movies that are not Die Hard. Favorite action movies that I don't know, but I'm looking forward to doing shit like that. But yeah, I think request month. What else do we got to do, man? There's some requests we've had in the chamber a while that we've been meaning to get to.
But there's some in the box I already put in. Fucking I Spit on Your Grave, the Uwe Boll movie. It's in there. Yeah, I'll probably go through a bunch of our comments section and just write a bunch of them down that I see.
I know we've had a couple of requests for some reason, that Alone in the Dark movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's in there.
The Uwe Boll. Okay, so they went as far as to even say, "Hey, I'll send you a copy." They really want us to do it, so
I'll send you a copy. Bam! Bitch went down. We fucking hit him whenever he said he sent us a copy. I took that line from Scream.
Yeah.
We didn't really hit him. We could have hit him. He's in the computer.
But I think that is a cool idea, though. So do you think... I think to just do a month where it's our favorites, that would just be too hard. But maybe we should do months like that where it's like our favorite horror movies or our favorite action movies or our favorite whatever. That'd be kind of fun.
Why would it be hard if we didn't limit it? You fuck boy.
Well, 'cause there's only 4 weeks in a month, man. There's going to be so much we're not going to get to.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we got to make it 3 months, babe.
Okay, well, that's... I don't know, but it's going to be fun regardless, though.
And there's always time to do favorites, babe.
And we've done some of our favorites here and there. Like, I mean, would you say Bill and Ted 1 and 2 are a couple of your favorites?
2 especially.
So there's some things that we're not going to be able to do, but...
that's a YouTube playlist we could do, is our favorites, and put our favorite movies we done in there.
That would be cool. That would be cool. And so action movie wise, that we haven't done much action. And I got to be honest, I'm arguably more of an action guy. You know, Zach, you know, crazy depths and crazy circles of different kinds of exploitation movies and different kinds of horror. I have a huge action collection. I love it. I would like to do well, for example, we have so much untouched action that would be so easy for me to pick my list. I mean, we never did T2, we never did T1. T1 could fall under exploitation also, and sci-fi. But T1, T2, Total Recall with the Arnold, that fucking movie's great. Like we could have a sci-fi month for fuck's sake, and some of those will be in there too.
Fucking RoboCop.
RoboCop, that's exploitation too. Some of these blur the lines, but oh, dude, can you imagine a month where it's just fucking Terminator 1, RoboCop?
My dick's already hard.
Yeah, no, that's fucking cool. And you know, I'd like to do some action movies that aren't like T2 and shit like that aren't super. I love Rapid Fire. There's a movie called Rapid Fire with Brandon Lee and Powers Booth, and it's got a soundtrack by Fastway. That's a cool little movie. We did Showdown Little Tokyo already, which is crazy because that's just one of the rare times we dipped into action, and that's there already. Lethal Weapon 2. I love Lethal Weapon 2. I think it's by and large the best Lethal Weapon movie. Did you ever see, what are they called? Why can't I think about it? Fuck, man, those foreign movies. Why can't I spit it out?
Like Old Boy?
Not Old Boy. I don't know. I've got them. I wish I could bend my head over and see them, but I can't.
Mr. Vengeance?
No, they're climbing the tower, the apartment complex.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Fuck. I can't think about it.
King Kong.
Yeah, okay. No, but there's a ton of flicks. But you mentioned Universal Soldier, though, man. The last Universal Soldier movie is really good. It's really, really good.
You talking about The Raid?
The Raid. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I was talking about The Raid and Raid 2. Those are really good. They're fun.
The Raid is on Netflix. I've never seen it.
It's good, man. And it's subtitles, obviously, but it's not a dialogue-heavy movie anyway. It's just all action. A lot of continuous shot stuff, and it's just super entertaining to watch. Really cool shots too. Very interesting choices, and it's a good flick, man. But so that would be cool.
Oh, by the way, I noticed fucking Shudder released its list of movies that's gonna get in December.
Okay.
And it might already have been up the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, so we know that they have because before it was maybe they don't have the rights to the first one, but they do. So we know that'll be out there, baby.
Are the sequels on there too, though?
But no. So that's maybe that makes me think maybe, but then maybe they're just hiding them so that we don't know before the Joe Bob thing happens.
That's possible, and nobody gives a fuck if they get the Mickey Rooney one. So, I can't believe this movie's been on this long and we haven't brought up Reginald VelJohnson.
Yeah,
Carl Winslow, man, and
I didn't grow up watching Family Matters.
It's funny though because he was in this movie before before he got the role for Family Matters, and I'd be pressed to believe that he got the role for Carl Winslow, who played a cop, from this movie, right? And
maybe,
and he was seriously typecast. That's pretty much all he played was a cop, and similar types of characters. And isn't it kind of funny how in Die Hard 2 he just gets one kind of shoehorned in phone call scene, and it's really awkward.
Yeah.
Is it only one scene, or does he actually call him again and he actually helps them with some...
He might call him again, yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know. I seem to remember it being a very shoehorned scene where he calls him, "Hey, Merry Christmas, John."
That's probably in there just because Family Matters would have been on TV by then.
Yeah, and it was a huge hit at the time. But yeah, it's just this summed up his whole career. And it's weird, though, because people know him from Family Matters and this. So... Family Matters was on for 8 or 9 seasons.
Oh, and fun fact, before they cast Kevin Smith, that was going to be his role in the fourth movie, was he's going to team up with that cop again.
Reginald VelJohnson?
No, I just made that up. But that would have been Doc.
I was about to say, like, they were going to have to rewrite the whole damn movie because Kevin Smith's role was like that of a hacker, a master. Like, Reginald VelJohnson went to MIT in the lapse time here.
Oh, it was going to be a secret double life he had the whole time. We didn't know.
I don't know. It's funny because he's not very hands-on with Reginald Vell Johnson as far as a team up, but he's obviously working very closely with them. You could argue that it is kind of a team up movie, kind of like Samuel Jackson. He had a partner too, in a way. And then Justin Long was in the fourth one. Then he had his son in the sixth one. 2's kind of weird because he doesn't have anybody. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I like Reginald Vell Johnson, and but basically because he was known for Family Matters and this, you watch this movie and you just kind of see Carl Winslow.
Yeah,
it's the equivalent of like if John Stamos was in this during Full House. It's like, okay, Uncle Jesse is in this movie.
Yeah,
you know.
We could talk about the guy that directed this movie, John McTiernan.
John McTiernan, yeah, he went to prison, dog.
Oh, did he? He also directed Predator and Last Action Hero.
Did John McTiernan direct the last Die Hard?
He directed the third one, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
He directed 1 and 3, which, you know, I give him all the props in the world because that's the best too. And you're right, he did Predator as well. He went to prison for wiretapping.
Oh.
Something to do with his wife, or his in the middle of a divorce, a strange wife, right? He was wiretapping her, probably to get some dirt on her because of the settlement stuff and the court stuff. Or maybe it was tax related, but I know he went down for wiretap, and he served time, man. I'm gonna look him up right now, actually.
Could we technically be put in jail for wiretapping since we record prank phone calls?
Shh. No. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to think about that. Let's moving on.
Yeah, well, we're gonna put that out of our heads real quick. Out of sight, out of mind.
Okay, so I take it back. I think I was getting confused there because John McTiernan was saying that he would love to direct the last Die Hard, I remember, because he had just gotten out of jail or something. So it looks like here that the last feature film that he did was that movie Basic from 2003. I think that movie had Anthony Hopkins in Radio.
He's a basic bitch.
Cuba Gooding Jr., Radio himself. So he hasn't done a movie in a while. But yeah, he did Predator, Die Hard, The Hunt for Red October. He did Last Action Hero, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and he did the Thomas Crown Affair.
They need to make, remember that book that you had to read in like high school or whatever, Flowers for Algernon? They need to make a fucking, a meeting, a conjoined movie where Radio and Flowers for Algernon, and it's about fucking Radio, and he gets this fucking scientist work on to make him smarter, and they can call it iPod because it's the upgraded version of a radio.
Is it really an iPod's? No, I don't think so.
That was a joke. It didn't land, but I tried.
I would think it'd be like a Sirius satellite box or something. I don't know. But it happens, man.
Flowers for Algernon was cool, though. That was a book I remember reading at school that I didn't hate reading.
I never read it. I think the last book I read was Pet Sematary, and that was like in high school. I can't remember the last time I finished a novel.
Oh, here's a fun fact. A book came out recently called Suicidal, Why We Kill Ourselves. Oh. And I thought, that sounds interesting. I put it in my fucking Amazon wish list and forgot about it. And then my sister says, hey, I'm Christmas shopping. Send me your Amazon wish list, because we always do that every year. And she got worried for a second. Exactly.
Well, just because somebody's interested in serial killers doesn't mean they want to fucking torture animals and murder their parents. You know, it's still interesting. So let me read this here. It says, what happened was he pleaded guilty. John McTiernan, the director of this movie, pleaded guilty to perjury and lying to an FBI investigator in regards to his hiring of a private investigator whose name was Anthony Pelicano in late 2000 to illegally wiretap the phone calls of two people, one of whom was Charles Roven, a co-producer of his dystopian science fiction action film remake Rollerball.
Oh yeah, that's on here too. He's known for Rollerball. Why'd he do that?
Slipknot was in that movie, remember? They play
I never watched it. I know it was a remake, though.
It's got Chris Klein in it, dude. Remember when he was a thing for like 2 years?
Yeah.
He's a shitty actor, dude.
Yeah.
He's from Riverman in my neck of the woods where I grew up, and Riverman still lives.
When you said Chris Klein, and you know how there's a second where your brain processes it and then puts a face to it?
Kevin Klein, right?
No. For a second, my brain put Chris Kattan.
Oh.
And I almost went, Chris Klein is dog. He was at night at the Roxbury.
I'm sure Chris Kattan's very flattered right now because there's a good chance he's listening to this podcast because he's got nothing else to do. And what's that guy? Where's that guy been? What rock's he hiding under? That guy, he's somebody that isn't funny. And you know what? Maybe even if he was kind of funny on SNL, he's a guy that's just not very amusing in interviews and seemingly in real life. Have you ever seen the interview he did for Howard Stern?
No.
He's totally not funny. He gets caught in a lie too, and there's this great story about him and Norm Macdonald, how Norm Macdonald just gave him constant shit and didn't like him and kept calling him out, and he was basically just ragging on him and hazing him the whole time because he was a fucking idiot. And he gets caught in a lie. He's telling this fucking tall tale on Howard Stern, and I don't remember who it is, but somebody calls into the show that debunks it, that was on SNL, one of the cast members, I don't remember who it was, and they fucking call him out right there, and he's got just the most egg on his face you've ever seen in his life, and he starts backpedaling, and it's awkward as shit. But he seems like a dirtball, but Chris Kattan sucks.
Corky Romano, baby.
That wasn't even, do you want some cookies? He wasn't even in the fucking movie.
Yeah, I told you that.
Well, you said it wasn't the right take, or it wasn't in the movie at all.
Yeah, it was an alternate take. So they put it's one of those movies where they put alternate takes in the fucking trailer, and you get used to the trailer and think, oh, that's fucking funny. I gotta see this, and then it's a fucking alternate take, and he doesn't say it funny like that. Fuck that movie. It's
really bad when they don't even put what's trying to sell the movie to you in the trailer in the movie, and you're like, you're waiting for it. Like, what the fuck? It's really. Talk about a bait and switch. It really is.
Yeah, I remember they did that with anger management too.
Oh, the Adam Sandler movie?
It's like they maybe it's like a process where they make the trailer before the movie's done being edited or something.
So what was it in anger management that didn't show up in the final product?
Just alternate takes again.
So it's funny how you remember that movie. Was that a crucial film in your development or something?
No, it wasn't.
How do you remember that?
I don't know. I fucking have a weird memory. It's weird.
That movie falls into a certain category. I don't really have a name for it, but it's
just there.
Yeah, it's a movie that's just there, but it's not the worst thing in the world to be just there because it's one of those movies that's watchable, right? I mean,
Goose Fraba.
The anger sharks are swimming in my head. Yeah.
The next thing I know, I'm standing over him going, I tell you not to go there. I tell you not to go there.
And then he, doesn't that Louis Guzman guy throw shade at, what's his face for impregnating his aunt?
Yeah, it's been a while. I just remember random things about it.
The thing is like I said, it's kind of a just there movie, but it's watchable. And there's a whole bunch of comedies get a pass from me for movies like that. I don't want a just watchable horror movie. I don't want a just there action movie. But comedies, you know, I can watch Anger Management, and it's got some chuckles, and it's watchable, you know. But there's I don't know. There's something about those types of.
You ever see that movie with Ben Stiller and Jack Black where they make Vapor Rise?
What's it called? Is it on Netflix or is it on the Vudu?
It's called Envy.
Envy. You got that on the Vudu, don't you?
It's on Vudu. It's the most fucking it just exists movie ever made.
But is it all right?
I got a weird soft spot for it, but it's stupid as fuck and it has no point. Yeah.
Interesting. So, did you buy it? Is that why you have? Is that the soft spot we're talking about? Is that why it's there?
Yeah, it was like $3 or something. I got it on there.
I got a soft spot for just their movies. Actually, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But anyway, I don't know where we're going with all that. Chris Kattan. I was talking about Chris Klein, and you're like, oh, Chris Kattan. And then we went on a tangent and gave Chris Kattan more fucking time than he deserved.
That should be our next go-to troll guy. No more Pauly Shore. We should talk about Chris Kattan and how great he is.
No, dude. See, Pauly Shore is at least a relic. Like, he represents a time period, and he's actually a good punchline because people still remember him, kind of. Chris Kattan, he had nothing.
Nobody even fucking remembers him.
I've never been able to watch Night at the Roxbury.
Oh, really?
You actually think the movie's good?
It's not really good. I've seen it a couple times.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I tried watching some of it. I wasn't finding it funny. The thing is, I also don't like Will Ferrell, you know? It's not to say he hasn't done a couple of movies that I like.
Mm-hmm.
But his batting average isn't very good, I don't think.
We should have an SNL exploitation where we do all the fucking little known fucking
Superstar.
Yeah, well, it's Pat. We could get Pat to join in on that one.
Oh, Julia Sweeney. I actually kind of like It's Pat, the movie.
I haven't seen it in so long. I barely remember it.
Do you know what the most forgotten SNL movie is of all time?
I don't know.
Stewart Saves His Family.
That's what I was gonna say.
That I don't even remember that movie coming out. The thing is the only reason I know that movie is it was on a trailer for a VHS I used to rent, and I don't remember which movie it was.
Yeah, I remember that too on a trailer.
It might have been like Beethoven's Second or something. I want to say it was like.
I don't know if I've ever seen it. Coneheads was on too.
It might have been like something. It was a movie I owned because I saw it more than once, but it was. I never saw an actual trailer on TV. I never saw a television spot. I don't remember ever seeing it for rent anywhere. Like, the only place this movie existed was on the trailer to like Beethoven's Second on the VHS or something. And I'm like, did this movie ever come out? So,
yeah, that guy became a senator. That's fucked up.
Al Franken, and then he got Me Too'd, and he had to fucking resign because he was fake groping a passed out girl's breasts.
Well, she was wearing a bulletproof vest too, so
yeah, I don't know.
That's donk.
Al Franken. What else could we do? For Coneheads is a good movie. I like that. There's
Coneheads is donk. I would fillet their head.
Yeah. Senso rings, your cone is too young. But what's a forgotten one though? What else? So it's Pat.
The Ladies Man.
The Lady. No, I don't think I could stomach that.
You don't like the Cavossier? I drink about Cavossier.
Tim Meadows, dude. He's not a leading man. They gave him a shot.
Not.
Yeah, they gave him a shot, but so Superstar, The Ladies Man, Stewart Saves His Family, it's Pat. And that's 4. That fucking about does it. But there's got to be more actually.
Wayne's World, but those are remembered.
Yeah, no, you want to. That's the biggest hit they ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm sure there's another one we're not thinking of.
Another really massive one.
Especially since like fucking SNL still exists and nobody cares anymore, but it's still there.
Yeah, they aren't really giving their characters movies anymore. Like they don't have any really big breakout roles and characters. But well, yeah, that era is kind of dead. That era kind of died in the mid '90s. But yeah, Will Ferrell, he doesn't have a good batting average for me. Yeah, old school's all right, I guess.
I could take or leave Will Ferrell too. Yeah.
I mean, old school's all right. People talk about it and praise it. I just think it's all right. You know.
I've only seen it once back when it came out.
Old school is another one of those epitome of it's just there. I can watch it. You know, it's not hilarious like I think people say it is, but it's just there. It's all right. I do like Elf. I mean, it's a good Christmas movie. I forgot that's a Christmas movie, but
were the Blues Brothers Saturday Night Live characters?
No, I don't think so. No, they weren't.
All right.
I do think Step Brothers is funny. You know, I think that one, you know, gets a lot of praise, and it is.
I don't know if I've seen that one all the way through.
It's pretty funny. That was the movie that brought me kind of back. Like, oh, okay, Will Ferrell actually made a funny movie because it is pretty funny. Other than that, you know what movie I just watched that it's kind of a guilty pleasure. It is kind of a it's just there type of movie. Do you know that fucking first movie with him and Mark Wahlberg, The Daddy's Home?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it though.
Okay, it's a by the numbers modern day comedy. It's just there. It's whatever.
Night at the Roxbury was one that we mentioned, and
yeah, I would put that in. I would put that in instead of Ladies Man personally.
It says Blues Brothers is one.
Is it really?
McGruber.
Hey, fun fact: this Asian guy with a skullet, he's also in Lethal Weapon. Remember, he's the guy that's like giving Mel Gibson electric shock.
Hell yeah!
He was kind of the go-to Asian terrorist.
He looks like fucking
Genghis Khan, Bill and Ted.
Yeah, he also looks like fucking an Asian version of Reggie from the Phantasm movies.
He does, and he also looks like he should have played Shang Tsung in the would-be Mortal Kombat adaptation. You know?
Yeah.
So, what's it called though? No, Daddy's Home 2. It came out last year. It's a Christmas movie.
Oh, is it?
And basically, I mean, it's a by the numbers. The first Daddy's Home's by the numbers. Just try. It's okay. You got Will Ferrell. He's the stepdad, and he's the stepfather of Mark Wahlberg's kids. And Mark Wahlberg meets him, and he's the cool dad, and he fucking wants to make his life hell because he's, you know, basically moving in on his family. Okay, great. You can tell where the story's going to go. By the end, they're going to be best of friends. Okay, great. The second one, it's sequelitis. They do the same thing but make it bigger. Now you meet their dads. So their dads are coming home for Christmas. So you have Will Ferrell's dad, who's like him, played by John Lithgow, who's really funny. And Mel Gibson plays Mark Wahlberg's dad, so it's the same thing, but they just kind of did it with grandparents, and it's actually pretty funny. Because Mel Gibson's really funny in it, and so is Lithgow. So, but it's still kind of just their movie. But
I've seen a movie called Bob Roberts that's listed as a SNL movie too, but I never heard of it.
That's super forgettable then.
Yeah, 1992 it says. I like Superstar. I've seen that a couple times. It's stupid.
Doesn't that have Will Ferrell in a supporting role?
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah. Have you ever seen, what's this? Todd and I, Riverman and I watched this movie that reminds me of a Die Hard type movie because it's in a building that gets taken hostage. It's this mid-90s movie with Mickey Rourke, and it even had Danny Trejo in it. I gotta find it. But we watched it one day on a whim, and it wasn't half bad. That would be a fun movie month to do. Mickey Rourke exploitation.
Oh yeah, baby.
Because he's kind of an obscure actor where he did a couple of really good movies, but then a lot of just like what made him a star? He had a string of movies. Was it Diner? Diner probably made him a star, I guess.
Maybe.
Because that was I've never really associated Diner with being this like money making movie. Oh, but people talk about it fondly. It must have been like a critical darling or something. And I've seen it, and it's okay. I don't think it's amazing or anything. It's got the famous popcorn, dick in there scene. It's got the goot in there.
Oh, the goot's the bomb. We should do a goot exploitation.
A goot. What are we gonna do? We're gonna fucking do It Takes Two with the Olsen twins.
Oh fuck yeah, that's dank.
We're gonna do The Big Green with him and Olivia Diabo.
You're fucking making me calm already.
And it's also got the great Hambino in that.
And Short Circuit, babe.
Short Circuit. Well, if we want to do the actual hit Gutenberg movies, we do Short Circuit,
Police Academy,
Three Men and a Baby or Three Men and a Little Lady, and Cocoon. Right? Those are like the big Goot movies. Because he was a thing in the 80s, and he just kind of fucking died. And in the 90s, he was kind of on life support doing those direct-to-video Disney movies. It Takes Two with the Olsen twins, The Big Green with fucking the great Hambino and Olivia Diabo, right? And now he's just... Oh, what's that other movie, The Day After, that he's into? Like that nuclear movie? Was it called The Day After?
I'm not remembering it.
I think it was a TV movie, and it was basically... if the bombs dropped on us, and it was kind of like a post-apocalyptic thing. It was a really big hit on TV, but we technically could do a Goot-sploitation, man. How do you feel about Lethal Weapon? What do you feel about that humor? Is it dated to you, or does it actually translate today? Have you watched it recently?
Oh, I've never seen that.
Okay, you should watch it. I think it's on Prime still. And they had a shit ton of those movies, but I think pretty much you just need to stick with it.
Oh wait, you're talking about the spin-off, like the funny version of Lethal Weapon, right? Like the comedic version?
What did I say? What did I say?
You said actual Lethal Weapon.
Oh, did I say Lethal Weapon?
Yeah, what's it called? Dangerous.
Oh, I thought I said Police Academy.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the Police Academy movies.
Okay, my bad. How does Police Academy 1 translate today, that style of humor? Because it's kind of like a sex comedy. It's almost like a college sex comedy, but set in a police academy, isn't it? It's kind of got that vibe where there's a little bit of that sex humor, and Mahoney's kind of like the prankster of the college, Revenge of the Nerds type thing. But how does that humor translate, do you think?
It's all right. It's not those aren't movies I revisit very often.
Yeah, I watched the first one again in the last year, and it's a watchful movie. But yeah, it's weird because I think after the first one, the comedy got a lot cleaner because like my grandfather watches them on TV, like edited, and he likes them a lot. So it can kind of appeal to an old guy.
And then after part 3, Steve Guttenberg didn't even come back. He was like, "That's too bootleg for even me."
Part 4's got David Spade. That's like the New Recruits like type movie.
David fucking Spade.
But the first one though, unedited, it's got more of that 80s sex comedy thing where it's got tits and stuff in it. It's kind of raunchy, but it's still a very playful raunchy. It's like your grandpa's comedy, except it has tits in it. It's kind of interesting. But no, I think that's a cool idea. So let us know if we should do a Goot-sploitation. I'd do it. That'd be fun. Johnny 5.
I would suck as Goot. Apparently he's in Shocknado too.
Okay.
I said Shocknado. That's a spinoff.
Yeah, but what were we gonna say? No, when you thought I said Lethal Weapon, you were talking about Loaded Weapon 1, weren't you?
Loaded Weapon, yeah.
That movie's a guilty pleasure.
I've never seen that one.
It's funny, and I don't know if it's just me, if it just I have a special like bond with the movie, and I'm biased or whatever, but I think it's funny, and I movies like Hot Shots kind of.
Is the Goot in that, or
no?
Was I just okay.
Yeah, you just mix it up. No, the Goot's not in it. That's got Emilio Estevez, and it's got Samuel Jackson as the Murtaugh ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
And Emilio Estevez is like the Riggs character. I think it's really funny, and yeah, I don't know. It's just it's one of those spoof movies. It's like Hot Shots or whatever, and it's just comprised of a lot of really funny scenes. It's like it doesn't really matter if there's cohesion to the fucking narrative that's there. It's just a bunch of really silly scenes.
Slapsticky.
Yeah, it really is. And she's in Lethal Weapon as well. She's the cop therapist.
I would hit that.
She's in a lot of fucking 80s movies, man. No, but what was I gonna say?
The cop from RoboCop. I'd hit that.
Peter Weller?
No,
Did you hear? I know we're jumping all over the place now. Did you hear that? Fucking Neil Blomkamp wants Peter Weller to play RoboCop.
That'd be donk.
He was asked in an interview, and he's like, so who are you looking at to play in RoboCop Returns? He's like, fucking Weller. It's like Peter Weller, 100%. He said 100% Peter Weller, because it is a sequel, and there's no reason why they couldn't get Peter Weller. And it's not like they need somebody of like insane star. They don't need like a modern day face to sell that movie, because if it's a sequel, we're just gonna see his fucking chin. You might as well give it to the original guy and make the supporting cast if you want names in it. Give it to the support cast.
I saw I don't know if it was a clickbait article or if it's true, but I saw that he doesn't want to reprise the role.
Really?
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Did he just retire from acting?
I don't know.
You'd think.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That would suck though.
Yeah, it's like, just do it, man.
Yeah.
So lame. Well, we'll see, man. Money talks, man. I don't know if any studio's prepared to throw Peter Weller too much money, to sweeten the deal. It's kind of like a take it or leave it thing. I'd imagine they'd approach him like, hey, man, we're doing you a favor.
Yeah, or give him a cameo at least. Let him reprise at least a cameo role as the original prototype version that maybe had to be rebuilt with a different guy. Who knows? I
don't know, man, but Neil Blomkamp's kind of interesting. He's had a few movies, and I don't know. Like he's got a style that I like. I don't know if he's made like a fucking masterpiece yet, but his movies are solid. If that makes sense.
I can't even picture any of them that he's done.
Well, he did District 9. He did Chappie, and he did that fucking Matt Damon Elysium. I don't know how you fucking pronounce.
Okay, I never seen any of them.
Yeah, so I got really excited when he was the one that was trying to pitch an Alien sequel, right? A direct sequel to Alien starring Michael Biehn, and basically continuing off to where the story he felt it should have went from, and just pretend Alien 3 and Resurrection, all that shit never happened.
Yeah, they were going to do that for like a month, and then it never happened.
And it was so weird because it got so much fucking buzz. Like, it seemed like the fans wanted it, and it seemed like everybody wanted it, and Prometheus was polarizing to the fan base, and then it was the weirdest thing in the world, because all of a sudden, yeah, they're moving forward with Alien Covenant, Ridley Scott's, and it blew me away because it seemed like everybody was all in. Sigourney Weaver was wanting to do the Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah, see, that I was actually looking forward to whatever they came up with.
Everybody that you think would be hard to get, like, you'd think Fox would be going towards that. Then they kind of announced that, well, maybe we could do both. That was the plan for the while. Like, well, we can do both. We're going to greenlight Blomkamp's vision, and we're going to have the Prometheus thing going side by side. And I thought that was a lot of the universe to go around in one, at the same time. But if they stayed away from the xenomorphs in Prometheus, the Covenant, it could work. But it's almost like they said, you know what, scrap that. We're saying no to Blomkamp, even though everybody wants it. And we're gonna, because I think fucking Ridley Scott put his foot down. I think Ridley Scott got a little intimidated by it, because Fox, I think, was flirting with the Blomkamp idea, because he was the one creating the buzz and pitching it. And I think it was Ridley Scott that probably said, whoa, I got these movies in production. I'll make you guys happy. Get this fucking young blood out of here and get his finger out of my fucking sugar bowl. I'll put Alien in the title if you want me to, and I'll put the fucking Xenomorphs in this movie if that'll make you guys happy, right? And me doing that will make it to where you can't have both of them going on at the same time. It almost seemed like that's what happened, because it seemed like after that was announced that, hey, we're not doing Blomkamp, they changed the title to Alien Covenant, right? And then, because that wasn't the original, when he was making that second one, it was more about, okay, we're going to go to that planet. We're going to continue the story of Elizabeth Shaw, the main chick from the first one. But when Blomkamp stepped in, man, everything changed. Like, you know what? They killed off the Elizabeth Shaw character. It's like, what? They pulled a fucking aliens. Like, what the fuck? And she was dead in the second movie. It's like, huh?
Yeah.
And it's like, now we're going to load it full of xenomorphs. Like, okay.
And we got a mess of a film.
And I was more excited for what he wanted to do originally. I really was. And I would have much rather had Ridley Scott's original vision of that planet exploring the mythos of the creation and origin and stuff like that with that original chick, and give us the Blomkamp alien. I had no problem with that. Like, the way they were going to do it was fine. It's like, give us a whole new sci-fi series along with what Blomkamp was going to do, because it was really cool. The story art that he had released and stuff, the concept shit was really neat. Not to mention, man, I bet Michael Biehn was fucking pissed. Right? So close. That guy almost had some money to buy another 40 ounce.
Exactly. He probably had a gun in his mouth that night, contemplating.
I've seen him at conventions, and he's got the fucking shakes, man. You could tell he still needs a fucking drink. He's probably got a flask in his pocket at all times. But I do love Michael Biehn, though, man. But can you imagine, like, how much that's got to pick you up? Somebody like him that had his shot at the big time, and he was a big thing. He was like the next big thing. He was like, they were really pushing him to be a leading man, and he had a couple good cracks at it. And the fucking booze got the best of him, and James Cameron even stopped calling his ass. Yeah,
he did inspire one of the greatest video game characters ever made, though.
Solid Snake, baby. But so can you imagine, like, all these years after? I mean, when's the last time we saw him? I mean, it might be fucking Aliens or Navy SEALs or something like that. But we're talking late '80s.
What was that movie you guys did on an early version of BTM? Where they're like held up in a bunker or something, and I think Michael Biehn was one of the characters in it.
Why can't I don't know. I can't really think of it.
I can look it up on his IMDb.
Yeah, you should, because I can't really think of it. But yeah, I mean, technically, in '91 he was in T2, but his scenes got cut. But we haven't seen him in 30 years, and for him to be online or whatever, booking his next convention appearance, and then he sees a blurb about Neil Blomkamp pitches this idea for an Alien sequel to the original, to the second one, and he wants to bring back Michael Bihn's character. Dude, he probably shit a brick. He's like, oh my God, this is my shot.
He calmed so fucking hard that day.
So I hope they do go back to it, because I don't know if they're going to make a sequel, because Covenant didn't do as well as Prometheus. It did less money. And because before Covenant came out, he said, I'm going to do a trilogy. No, at first it was a trilogy, and then I think he said he wanted to do like fucking 6 movies. Like, what the fuck, man? Let's walk before you run. And then talk about putting your foot in your mouth, because Covenant comes out, and it's kind of a mess, and it didn't do well, and critics didn't really like it for the most part. And
The Divide was the name of that movie where I was thinking of.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that. That's right.
That was 2011, but he's done quite a bit of things since then.
Yeah, I know. He's had bit parts. I remember he was in that Take Me Home Tonight. He played Topher Grace's dad. He's in bit roles.
Yeah.
But and I remember he was in that Megiddo movie, that Christian movie, which, by the way, are we going to have room to do that fucking Kirk Cameron Christmas movie?
Oh, yeah.
We got to tear that up, dude. We got to make room for one shitfest movie, because that's going to be torture. But
it's going to be dog. Don't lie. It's going to be amazing.
So we want to do that too. But he did one of those Christian produced church movies, Megiddo, and it was a sequel to the Omega Code, which starred Casper Van Diem.
Oh, I was thinking it was like a Christian superhero like Magneto.
You mean Bible Man, you mean? Why'd you say Magneto?
Just the superhero Christian version of that guy.
Oh, no, he did the movie Megiddo, which was a Mega Code 2. The original Mega Code had Casper Van Diem and it had Michael Ironside. He was in the movie where he played the protagonist of Megiddo, the second one, and the devil was played by Michael York, a.k.a. Basil from the fucking Austin Powers movies.
Mm-hmm.
And those movies are kind of entertaining because they're such hamfest. You could tell, dude, they're so phoned in for a paycheck. Michael Bihn's performance in it's like, gosh, there's another movie called fuck, man, what, I can't think of what it's called. It's Tribulation, and it is the Christian movie to end all Christian movies because it stars Gary fucking Busey in the lead role, and this is batshit crazy Gary Busey, like after the wreck, and his crazy brother-in-law is played by Howie Mandel. It's a fucking trip. It's ridiculous, man.
Michael Biehn also directed 2 movies, The Victim and something else. But yeah, fucking that'd be funny to do like Bible band and shit. That'd be dark.
That'd be a fun the Christian exploitation month.
What was the other guy? The guy that was played by the guy that was also on
Willie Ames played Bible Man, right?
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, okay. That's what I'm thinking of then.
Willie Ames, yeah. So, what's funny, though, is me poking fun at those movies is not like a thing at the religion. I'm a Christian myself, but those movies are ridiculous, right?
They're dark. Quit lying.
It's just like Christian rock, right? It's a market that's being exploited. It's all about dollar signs, and that's all it is. And
next you're gonna tell me that somebody in a Christian rock band hired somebody to try to kill his wife.
Which, by the way, I mean, I guess Tim Lambesis is going strong, right? It's just people were excited when he announced. People were really accepting him in open arms because it's not Me Too if you try and murder your wife. It's only Me Too if you look at some person's boobs.
Exactly.
You know, it's just. It's really interesting, but murder, you get a free pass, you know, not, you know, baby rape, like that guy from Lost Prophets. That's too far too. You're done. Like that guy, that fucking guy is cancer, man.
Yeah.
But,
I never even looked into what exactly did he do? It was a toddler, wasn't it?
It was a fucking it was a baby, dude, like a 1-year-old.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
You know, and the mom of the mom of the babies was exploiting her children. Like she was a fan of the band, so he roped her in and groomed her, right? He groomed her and through her groomed the kids. And he's like, he roped her into like, hey, you love my band, you're a fan or whatever. And he got her to fucking basically provide her children for him. She was in on it.
That's so fucked up.
She fucking like warped her mind, and they were in on it together. And she would bring her babies and they would fuck the babies together. It is fucked up.
I feel bad about my joke about grooming little fucking McCain daughter.
If you guys, I mean, I'm not even trying to give that guy any like ounce of breath or whatever, but see, I can't remember his name. Oh, Ian Watkins? Was that his name? Ian Watkins, something like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure, yeah.
And he sang that one song with Lost Prophets, On a Last Train Home in a Dead. Remember that song?
No, I didn't listen to him.
I don't know. Max gay ass probably listens to that shit, but whatever. I'm just kidding. I always associate Mac because it's like you could tell he listened to like Sleeping with Sirens and bullshit, right? Like that, right?
I think he liked that band, yeah.
You could tell he listened to all that emo stuff. He probably listened to My Chemical Romance and stuff.
I listened to that too. So don't make fun of them because I listened to that. You can make fun of shit I didn't listen to.
You know what's funny is I can't get into that, but I don't know if anybody out there remembers, but when we did the Walking Dead podcast, River and I, and Pat, our co-host in that show, he's a huge like underground. He's all about just the most extreme fucking music ever. He knows these extreme bands that have like 20 followers on Facebook, and he knows about them a year before anybody else does. He's on the pulse of it. He fucking loves My Chemical Romance, and that always blew me away. Like you?
My Chemical Romance sold more albums than you. Bert.
Gerard Way looks like the legitimate child of fucking Billy Corgan, does he not?
Yeah, Billy Corgan and fucking our boy Eddie Furlong.
Yeah, I guess kind of. He's got the hair. He's got Furlong's hair. But
I remember when I first saw a music video of them, I was like, did Eddie Furlong start doing music though?
No, I think he looks more like Billy Corgan to me than that. So we should probably talk about the movie. This scene's great, though, man. Alan Rickman, he defines the villain, the action villain. He's so good.
There's actually a funny story about that I could tell about that dude.
Okay, go for it.
It's on the what's it called? An Evening with Kevin Smith. He was talking about, they were talking about back when they made Dogma. That he was telling Jason Mewes, he's like, this is the first movie that we actually have real fucking actors. He's like, oh, not like Affleck. He's like, no, these are real fucking actors, not our friends. And so, like, basically, he's like, Ivan Rickman's in this fucking movie. And Jason Mewes is like, who? He's like, the guy from fucking Die Hard. He's like, oh. And so he's like, yeah, you can't get on he's gonna be a serious guy. He's gonna be like, you gotta know your fucking cues. You gotta know all your lines, baby. He's not gonna be dealing with this shit, this new shit. You can't talk like a baby, like a fucking retard around him. So basically, the next day, Jason Mewes shows up to like the script reading. And he's like, yeah, I got all my fucking lines memorized. He's like, yeah, right. And he didn't believe him. He's like, try me. He's like, so we started reading from the script, like a character talking to Jay, and then he would recite Jay's lines back to him. He's like, holy shit, that's good. And he kept going. He's like, yeah, I got everybody else's fucking lines memorized too. He's like, bullshit. So, they started doing it again, and he's fucking remembering everybody else's lines. He's like, how the fuck did you do this? He's like, I didn't want to piss off Die Hard. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's funnier on there, the way he tells it, but exactly.
That's a good story. I would have thought he was so fucking fried in the brain cell department that he was incapable of doing something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That blows me away.
Hey, look, he's got fucking frostbite on both his feet, like Mr. Deeds.
They gotta go. Yeah, dude, I've heard that. Which is another just kind of there watchable movie. Back to that. Are we gonna have a month exploitation of just their movies?
Yeah, we could.
No, it's a little too far. No, before this scene again came back, you were telling the story, so I didn't want to interrupt you. You know, we had the shot where you had the cops and shit by the cars, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was like an 80s cocktail because you had the villain from the Goonies, and then right next to him you had the principal from Breakfast Club, and then right next to him you had Reginald VelJohnson from Family Matters, and for good measure you had the black guy in the far right who technically was in Lethal Weapon 2, so we'll count that. But I actually know him from Street Fighter. He played Balrog. But it was this great scene where they're all lined up next to each other, and it could have been a fucking poster. Like Goonies, Family Matters, Breakfast Club, all represented.
What do you think of Goonies now?
It's just like Indiana Jones, where I didn't grow up with it. You know, I think people that love...
Me too.
People that love the Indiana Jones movies and stuff like that, they grew up with it, and it's just like it's like Indiana Jones, where I didn't watch any of those movies until the fourth one came out, and my roommate at the time, he wanted to go see The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which I know everybody ripped it apart. But he's like, let's have a marathon. Let's watch the first three, and then as soon as we're done with all three of those, we're going to go catch the fourth one. So we're going to watch all four of them together. And so it was interesting because we had a guy who was he was older than me, and he was a diehard, grew up with the indie movies, and he was going to see the fourth one fresh. And against a guy like me who was watching all four at the same time for the first time. So we had two different perspectives going. He hated it, naturally, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, I wasn't looking at anything with nostalgic goggles. And I'm like, I don't see how this is quite as bad as everybody says it is. To me, it's kind of in line, you know?
Yeah.
That's the way I felt. I think the third one's the best because I like the Sean Connery banter between him and his son and stuff. And it's kind of a buddy comedy. But... yeah, so to me, it was just, people are like, it's so over the top and aliens. I'm like, have you seen these movies? They're all over the top. You just were a kid. So Goonies was the same way, and I didn't see Goonies. I mean, of course, flipping through TV and stuff, I saw it on all the time, but I never could bring myself to watch it, which is crazy because I love the Feldman and I love all these fucking people that are attached to it, but it just never grabbed me. I watched it for the first time last year on a $5 classics night at Harkins Theaters. They have Tuesday night classics, whatever.
The Goonies.
Yeah, I watched it for the first time. And Corey Feldman, he did a signing at one of the Harkins in my local area. I didn't go to that one because it was on the other end of town, and Feldman wasn't worth driving 45 minutes to get to him. So I just saw it in my neighborhood. But
see, you just let everybody in on the thing that we're trolling whenever we talk about liking Feldman.
I do like Feldman, but he's still not worth me driving 45 minutes through Phoenix fucking traffic, man. It's just, it's not, right? To have an impersonal meet and greet at the Marquee where I'm watching fucking fat fucks get their popcorn and their sodas.
You could have fucking saw if he had one of his angels there.
This was right before he came out with the pedophilia shit. Like literally the next week. The next week, that's when he was like on Dr. Oz or whatever and doing that shit. So I was kind of kicking myself like, fuck, man, I wish I was, I wish I knew about all this so I can be like, hey, man, what's wrong with you? What the fuck's going on with you, man?
Yeah, what if we could go back in time and say like, hey, we know what you're thinking about coming out and doing now. You better just know your role and walk away. We could change history. That would have fucking scared him.
But did he really want to change history? Because before he did that, nobody was fucking talking to him. He was living in obscurity. So on one hand, him doing that got him trending. People were talking about him again. He was on a Today Show. Okay.
I like how I just argued that we should keep pedophiles. We should save them.
Like, we should keep them in the dark. Don't let the people know about them.
Now, so let's talk on that note, though. By the way, before I move on to that, The Goonies, I watched it for the first time. It was all right. I mean, it was just kind of all right. I don't know. It was whatever. But anyway, so let's talk about the recent this week, the Friday the 13th Part 5 death we had, right? And his relation to supposedly he was a diddler. Supposedly, I don't know if there's facts. I don't know what the sources are. But wasn't there people? I mean, wasn't there people that throw around that he was a diddler in Hollywood? That maybe.
Apparently, fucking Corey Haim's mom said that he was like a guy that fucking came along and took Corey Haim's hand and let him off somewhere or something.
And what was that in one of the books and shit like that?
Something like that, yeah. So it was the guy that played Joey in Part 5, the best movie in the series.
Yeah. So, and he's the one that died, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. So, you know, and of course, all the horror websites and stuff are posting that, like R.I.P. and all that stuff, and that fat fuck with the picture of him and the fudge sickle, you know. But everybody, of course, is blasting it. Like, I didn't know it. I mean, it was just common. I didn't really realize. Everybody's like, why is everybody glorifying this fucking guy? Blah, blah, blah. I guess it's accusing people without any evidence. I don't know.
But we love doing that these days.
That's what we love doing. It's funny, though. Yeah, man, you walk off with a kid. Does it necessarily mean you're going to fuck that kid's butthole? Not necessarily. Maybe he was taking him to get him a fudge sickle. He loved fudge sickles.
Yeah, he could have been. He could have been.
It could have been. He could have been.
He could have fucked him too, though. You never know.
It could. You never know.
Hopefully, there's better evidence that he did it than just he took his hand and walked away with him.
That's not very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Riverman texted me like a day or two ago, and the text message read, "Best 99 cents I've ever spent," and he sent me a picture of his Goodwill find of Choreology, the Corey biography.
Oh my god, it's called choreology, or no, it's called choreography.
Is it really?
Yes,
because choreography is like dance move, like you know, the choreography for you know, steps in a dance. He played on that word though. He's a fucking genius. You ask me.
Yeah, that's funny. My bad. He choreographed. I'm looking at it right now. I'll send you the picture he sent me. It's pretty funny. I'm gonna send it to you right now. But yeah.
And we all know how great fucking Corey is at dancing. It's fitting that he named it.
He's even got the Michael Jackson fucking hairstyle and the strand of hair coming down. Look at that picture I sent you.
Oh God, who would buy that?
Look, it's Goodwill. He got it. Todd is a huge fan of the Goodwill. He loves going. I guess he works right next to a Goodwill, and he stops in on his lunch breaks, and he buys like fucking. He still buys CDs. He buys Goodwill CDs. So it's all the copies of All for One that he can handle. Right?
I miss going to Goodwill and getting books because now I'm fucking I'm babied by the Kindle because I can read it at night.
You said that like fucking Mitch Hedberg again. I can read it at night.
Exactly. I'm him reincarnated is what's happening.
You've got his what's the fucking term for the way I can't even spit out the term.
His fucking his cadence.
Cadence, yeah. Hey, Cadence. That's a good Charlie Sheen movie, man. Did you ever see that with Lawrence Fishburne in the 80s?
No.
That's a good movie. It's a movie that's forgotten about too. It's got Martin Sheen basically it's a military prison and everybody in it's like serving time for doing whatever in the military wrong, and Martin Sheen's the commander and he's watching over the prison, and Charlie Sheen gets busted. I don't remember what he was doing, but he gets thrown in a cell with these 4 black guys, and that's why they call it cadence, I guess, because, you know, in a music line, a cadence is one note that's different. Dun, 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 you know, whatever. So when he's the white guy and the black guys, haha, get it. But it's not a bad movie.
Do they fuck him? Like in American History X, though.
They punk his ass. No, they don't. It's a decent movie, though. It's got Ramon Estevez in it. Like one of the other Estevezes.
Yeah, like you ever ask somebody that you know went to prison if they got fucked in prison?
Hey, look at this guy. This is fucking Henry from Blank Check, and he was also in The Last Boy Scout.
Speaking of Henry, fucking I watched Henry 2. Guess who played Henry in Henry 2? The guy that played fucking Eddie Caputo.
Holy shit. I like how we're playing this fucking connection game. I'm like, hey, look, it's Henry from Blank Check and Last Boy Scout, which also featured Bruce Willis. You're like, hey, speaking of Henry 2, it's got Eddie Caputo. Hey, you know what? You know what Eddie Caputo reminds me of? It reminds me of Keith Caputo, the singer of My Life of Agony, who transgendered and became a woman. Now her name's Mina Caputo. Now you got to follow up with that.
We're fucking playing a hella game of Mad Libs or word association, whatever.
Whatever, yeah. Did we never technically had a Disney exploitation, but we never did Blank Check, did we? Or did we do that?
No, we didn't.
Dude, we basically did Heavyweights, and I think that was it. But we got to have a month of fucking 90s Disney, man. And I don't care. You could call me biased because technically I'm a 90s kid. I was born in the mid-80s, 90s kid, though. Mm-hmm. I think Disney live action, I know there was, Escape the Witch Mountain and in Parent Trap and all these movies that predated the 90s. But to me...
What about the 90s Parent Trap, though? The 90s one.
With Dennis Quaid?
Yeah, Dennis Quaid, I would fuck him.
But no, I'm saying the 90s, man, was where it's at with live action Disney. Think about it. We can do, I mean, there's movies that aren't that good, but for some reason I like them, like First Kid. I acknowledge First Kid's not fucking high caliber art. It's not what Disney would put money into these days and put in theaters, right?
Yeah.
Like their shit's like high dollar quality these days. And that's very much like a made for TV. Like the First Kid reminds me of a Disney Channel original movie. I can't believe that actually got a theatrical release because it really is like that. But we could do fucking Mighty Ducks, man. We could do Blank Check, which I love, man. I love Blank Check. And that's one of those movies like Bingo, where it's like he's like a canine Macaulay Culkin, or Three Ninjas, where it's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Home Alone.
Yeah.
You know, Blank Check was the same way. They were marketing off the Home Alone thing, right? Mm-hmm. And it's so funny. I can't remember what the tagline is. I have the DVD over here. I can't reach it, but it's got a Home Alone tagline on the front. But it's such a cop-out because basically in the last 5 minutes of the movie, he sets a bunch of weird traps in his house when these guys come after him. But it's so shoehorned in, and it's like the last 5 minutes. It's like, what? Mm-hmm. It's like, this isn't anything.
So basically, it could have been one of Wes Craven's early films.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
He had like a thing with fucking booby traps in his
booby
movies.
Traps.
Yeah. That guy got burned or something.
Oh, he's got acne scars, is what it is.
Oh.
Yeah. And fun fact, this guy, I can't think of his name. He actually got surgery in the late 90s to correct a lot of the scarring. And he left a little bit of scarring, just a little bit, because he didn't want to totally ruin his image, I guess, which is kind of weird. But it actually, he says, it kind of ruined his career because people stopped calling him, because that's why he got all his calls and roles, is because he looked like a total fucking creep. Because I guess if you have a bunch of pock marks or you look like a burn victim, you're a creep, I guess. That's bad, man. That's stereotyping. That's saying if you look like a monster, you are a monster. If you're disfigured, you're a fucking horrible chud. That's not the message we should be sending.
Yeah. See, that's why they fucking banned facial scars in villains now.
It's like that yeah, I read about that. It's like that motherfucker Pete Davidson on SNL going after that one senator for having an eye patch.
Yeah.
Like, what? No, he was a war hero. Just because he looks like a pirate doesn't mean he's a fucking ghoul. What's that? Now, I read the headline about what you just mentioned. Explain that to me. Are they just being uber sensitive? Like the English board of film will no longer fund movies with villains with scars or people with scars?
Yeah, people were saying like, "Oh, this is fucking censorship," but not technically. Technically, they're just not going to fund you. There's no law that says that they have to fund you.
Yeah, I don't have to loan you $10. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a little weird because just like, why? Villains, it's just gonna start a slippery slope, I think. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, no more women, fucking villains either. You know what, men? You're gonna have to lighten up on that too, because we don't like that anymore.
I mean, it sucks, but we kind of have to get over it. The thing is everybody's got their own personal scars or things they deal with, you know, that are touchy subjects in their lives. And, you know, we watch movies all the time. And like, if you're somebody that's been a victim of sexual assault or rape or something, you know, I guarantee you've watched a movie and unexpectedly there was a rape scene in it and it might trigger you like, oh man, that's kind of a touchy subject.
That's what the ratings are for.
But it's, well, yeah, I guess, but
they don't do that with character scars though, I guess.
It's kind of hard to put a blanket filter on all that shit. Like, okay, what in this movie is not gonna personally trigger me? And you just kind of have to roll with it, I guess.
Yeah, it's just fucking, it's you know, you take that chance whenever you do anything in life.
Exactly.
Walk out your front door. But, you know, we need to stop acting like, you know, maybe not everybody that has a fucking facial scar is a fucking villain, but every villain has a facial scar. That's just a fact.
Zach. Once again, 80s cocktail. It's fucking Dickless from Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say that earlier.
This is an 80s fucking cocktail.
And then the chick played fucking, I Got Nothing. I was going to try to throw something out there really quick. Like, yeah, she was in an 80s great movie too, but I couldn't think of anything.
But think about it. This movie came out in 88, so we're kind of at the end of the 80s decade. So this literally is like a greatest hits of already established 80s guys. You know, movies like Ghostbusters, Breakfast Club, Goonies, they had already been out, right? So it's funny. It's like, let's get together an amalgam of all the fucking greatest 80s fucking goons and let's put them in this.
The movie should have been sold on that, I think.
It's like an 80s Expendables, I know. Mm. So how do you personally view Die Hard? Do you think it's overrated? Do you think it deserves all the praise it gets?
It's a fun movie. It's not one I watch all the time, but yeah, I go back and watch it every once in a while.
It's a super fun movie, and I think it deserves all the praise it gets. And I don't think it's overrated at all. And you know, you might watch it now, and the formula and stuff, it might seem stock to my ears. It's stock, but it kind of created the blueprint. You know, that's why they say it created the modern action movie. Because everybody's ripped it off. Mm-hmm. Everybody's just ripped off this whole format because it works so well. The one-man fucking army, the everyman. You watch a movie like Sudden Death, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Dude, that movie is a carbon copy. That movie is Die Hard.
Oh, yes, I did. That's in the skating rink or whatever.
It's Die Hard in a hockey arena.
Yeah.
It is the same fucking movie. 100%. He's even got the contact on the outside, the cop talking to him.
Mm-hmm. And the stupid fucking kid, I didn't move, Dad.
Yeah, he goes, because he's doing the fire system, like he's doing like the fire shit. He's like a retired firefighter, but he's doing like the fire safety of the venue. And he gets the kids tickets, and he's like, I don't get it. Talk about some foreshadowing. This is before anything goes wrong. The game's about to start. He's like, I don't get it. The whole building is coming around you. You don't move. Like, oh, wow. I wonder what that's going to entail. And the fucking retarded kid doesn't. I'm sorry. Pardon my French. I sound like you for a second. But come on. Okay. I'm not going to call him stupid, but the way the writers wrote it, man, how self-serving. Literally, the building's coming down around him, just like Jean-Claude fucking Negrodamus predicted.
Yeah.
And the bomb, and he goes to look for him because he's the only one not out of the building, and he's still sitting there like a fucking total ingrate in his seat in this empty arena that's coming down in shambles. And he just looks at him. I didn't move, Dad. Even when the building was coming down around me, I didn't move. Dude, that's what he said. Like, even he was part of the foreshadowing. He revisited the line.
You know, that would have been great if they would have went and fucking took us further or showed him burning alive. And like, I can't move, Dad said not to.
He's got half a face. He's talking to his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny. But I'm sorry, man. He hugs his kid and gets him out of there. But if I was my kid's dad and that's what he said to me, I'm like, oh my God, do you not fucking know what sarcasm is, what literal speech is? Are you this dense? Are you prepared? Am I failing you right now as a father that you fucking legit?
Yeah, he should have hit him over the head with a fucking bat, trying to knock some sense back into him.
I mean, I get it if Jean-Claude Van Damme was molesting him or beating him and he was that, had the fear of God instilled in him that much where it's like, I better do what he says. No, he was a good dad. At the beginning of the movie, he even does that like sign language, I love you, right? Remember that? He does like the cross on his chest, and he goes, and he points at, there's that gif out there that's great, I love you. He was a good dad. So it's like this, come on, man. I don't know. Stupid.
I think the kid was just retarded, I think.
He was the kid from Sleepless in Seattle.
I never seen that.
Yeah, I never seen it either. I just know he's in it. I always thought he looked like the child version of the singer of Survivor, the second singer, the one that passed away a few years ago. Not the Eye of the Tiger guy. The singer who was saying Eye of the Tiger, he like left the band after that album, and they had a new guy that kind of sang the rest of their hits from the 80s. But not that that's relevant to anybody out there. No one knows the fuck I'm talking about.
Survivor, that's a show on TV too. They're doing seasons of that. See, I was trying to keep the word association game going.
Yeah. And then there's that movie Lone Survivor starring Mark Wahlberg, and that's probably a piece of shit movie.
Yeah, you want to know a good Mark Wahlberg movie? The Rock Star. I like that movie. Stand up and shout!
I'm Thor, the god of thunder! Yeah. That movie is another just there movie. It's not bad.
I think it's pretty good.
But is it not missing something?
I don't know. I think it's entertaining enough.
It's a watchable movie, but it's very thin. Like it leaves something to be desired by the end of it. Like it's one of those movies where I don't think it's long enough. It's like, give me some more.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of fun. It just remember when Brad Pitt was going to be in that movie?
I didn't know that. Yeah.
When him and Jennifer Aniston were together, and I remember reading in Circus Magazine, or maybe it was even on like MTV News. Remember Circus Magazine or MTV
Mick
News?
Wallach, Craig, Bob Guccione Jr. What you pissed off because your dad gets more pussy than you? Fuck you.
Get in the ring, motherfucker. Yeah.
More word association going on.
Anyway, when Brad Pitt was he was doing role research for the film, and this was in the year 98, 99, kind of in that era. I don't know. But he was following Korn on tour to get in research for the role. And I'm like, Brad Pitt's getting in research. He's getting in character for the role, and he's doing his studies to knock it out of the park, playing this fucking cock rock guy by following Korn. So he's going to show up to set wearing Jinko jeans, a Jinko jersey. He's going to have fucking braids in his fucking hair, and he's going to string his guitar down to his fucking ankles, and he's going to hunch down and trying to hit it on the floor.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's like
it's gotta be going boom. I'm not Ema.
Yeah, it's like, no, you missed it, man. It's like, why'd they say, like, he probably wanted to follow someone like Judas Priest, but the thing is in 98, 99, 2000, the bands that movie was emulating, those guys were playing fucking bars. He couldn't really get the vibe of it because they weren't playing arenas anymore.
And some of them even tried to do nu metal.
Oh, like who?
Or not nu metal. They tried to do fucking what's it called? Industrial.
I thought you said doom metal. Yeah, Rob Halford had that Project 2 with
oh yeah.
Yeah, that was produced by Trent Reznor and had John 5 on guitar. And then Judas Priest tried to do nu metal, man, when they had Ripper Owens in the band. They came out with the last album they did, Demolition Man, had some fucking like nu metal shit in it. It's like, what the fuck is this? I think there's even like some like scratch guitar turntable, like trying to emulate some shit. Like, what is this?
How about they wish they could fucking just erase that from existence?
Well, they kind of did, because immediately after that, they got back to Rob Halford and like, yeah, we're going back to the true roots, and of course. So
you think they would just like, we're gonna erase it completely? We're gonna re-record it. Let Rob do the vocals. We're gonna take out that shit that we put in there.
So before that, their first album with Ripper Owens, they were riding the Pantera groove metal train, right? So it's with Painkiller, the last album they did before they broke up with Rob Halford. They were riding the Slayer train, 91, 90, 91. It's like, okay, thrash metal's riding high. Let's kind of make our thrash-inspired record. Then the next album with Ripper Owens, after Rob left the band, it's like, oh, Pantera's all the rage. Let's do Jugulator. Let's make it groove metal. Let's kind of tune down to C sharp or whatever. And then yeah, they rode then the next album was like new metal, which they were a little late to the party because I want to say that album came out like in 2001 or something like that, maybe bordering 2002. And it's like, yeah, I think it's the doors kind of closing on this genre. But
the Doors, they were a band. They had a fucking movie made. Val Kilmer played the main character.
yeah, and you know what? Like most, I like we're playing this game, this board game, and you know what's funny? The Doors, like most music biopics, it leaves something to be desired as well. They don't.
I don't like it. I don't like that movie.
You do or you don't.
I don't.
It just, I don't know, man. They're making movies and stories based off these really interesting figures, and they always come off super one-sided, or I don't know, they miss. It's like I saw the Queen movie.
Yeah, is that more of a Queen biopic or just Freddie Mercury biopic?
So it's both with you, but Freddie Mercury's definitely the star. It definitely is centered around Freddie. I'd say more Freddie.
Did you know that originally Sacha Baron Cohen wanted to make that movie?
Oh, I know. He was attached to it for a long time.
And if I remember right, he was gonna play Freddie Mercury, and he wanted to make it more about like
the gritty.
Yeah, like
the debauchery.
How he would snort coke off midgets' cocks and shit.
Yeah, so he was attached to it for a while, and
I would have watched that movie. That'd have been donk.
I thought he could have did a good job, and he was talking to Howard Stern about it a few years ago about why he abandoned the project, and it was basically because they wanted to fucking sugarcoat the script. It's being produced by Roger Taylor and Brian May, and
yeah, I heard they wanted it to like they're like, yeah, you're focusing on Freddie. That's great. We did other things. We want the movie to Freddie dies and then the movie keeps going because we did other things besides just Freddie.
They're like. Somebody told them like an agent or something. Yeah, so your character dies. Like, oh yeah, so it's going to end with me dying, and it's going to be this, great big climb. Like, no, you die like in the middle of the movie. Like, what? Yeah. Like, the latter half of the script is about how us as a band we carry on. Like, what?
Nobody cares about that guy you got singing for you now, though.
That's well, just even post that, and that's even what he was saying. Like, how do you let the main draw of this movie? How do you carry it on past that?
Yeah, it'd be like Psycho if everybody went to see what's her name?
What?
It'd be like Psycho if everybody went to see the chick in Psycho.
Oh yeah, the shower chick. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I can't think of it. But I did see the movie, and yeah, he also said it was very candy coated, very self-serving, and they were leaving out a lot of the gritty shit. And I watched the movie. While I can say they didn't do that fucking shit where he dies in the middle of the movie, it's not a bad movie. I enjoyed it, but it was very by the numbers. Like when the movie starts, from the first scene, you know exactly how it's gonna start and you know exactly how it's gonna end. 100%. It's so formula. It's very predictable.
They kind of are though, especially if you know the story of the people being told.
Well, no, I know that, but just the way, there's ways they could tell that story, but the way they end it, from the very first second of the movie how the movie's going to end and how they're going to wrap it, how they're going to tell this story. And they did take liberties for the story that aren't true. Like they make it to where Freddie Mercury reveals to the band that he had contracted AIDS like before the Live Aid concert. I think in '87 is when it was. And that's not true at all. Yeah. That wasn't until a couple of years later. But they wrote that in the script for dramatic effect. Like they kind of like created this whole breakup that I guess some people say never really happened, but they act like they're broken up and gone for a while, and they never really were gone.
Yeah.
And like they added the whole AIDS thing, like oh my God, Freddie, let's bring you back because you have the AIDS. It's like, and let's make this Live Aid show the greatest fucking concert ever for your fans.
Does he say it like that? Let's bring you back because you got the AIDS, Freddie.
You got the AIDS. No, but and it works in the context of the movie where it really makes the finale good. But like, wow, it's not true. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but the performances are good. They're entertaining. It's
the casting on Freddie was pretty good.
It is pretty good, and he does a really committed job to the character. Gladly though, they didn't avoid the debauchery, a little bit. They had enough of it in there. Like, no, it wasn't like X-rated, but they laid it on enough that he was a partier. He had a lifestyle. They did have a scene where he had like midgets walking around, like a little nod with like the tray, and there was some. you know, him waking up the dudes and shit like that. They had enough in there to imply. But my only problem with this movie and the way they do a lot of those biopics is this is a huge story, and you know they sandwiched it in like 2 hours or whatever. And while they kind of hit all the main things, it's very expedited. Like I appreciate that they kind of cover the main grounds, I guess, even if it's kind of inaccurate or a wrong sequence. But there's some things you wish they kind of lingered on a little longer. Like, can we hang on this plot point a little bit?
Yeah.
But they just go through it so fucking fast. Like, on one hand, it makes the pacing of the film. I'd rather have a film that's paced a little too fast than way too slow, I guess, right? You know, so it's paced right for a pretty long movie. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It doesn't bore you, but yeah, they just kind of move too fast through it.
Yeah.
I'm not a film elitist, man. Like, I've seen some film snobs that are like, oh, absolutely fucking dreadful. Like, they're like that. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you know what you're getting when you see this movie, and it's entertaining. It's worth a watch. It's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. You'll like it.
What was that song that Freddie Mercury was actually recording when he died?
I don't know.
And then, like, the last verse is sang by Brian May because he died before he could record the last verse or something.
I don't know. I don't remember which track that is. I'd have to listen to the last album.
Yeah.
Is that on the Made in Heaven, or what is that?
I think so, yeah.
So we just kind of missed the iconic scene. The iconic scene which everybody's tried to emulate from... God, the movie that makes me think of Walker from Turtles 3. The falling. But they fail. But it is iconic, man. The whole zoomed in, green screen below them. Slow motion falling. There's other movies that have done the fall from the building. What about the Joker and Batman?
Yeah.
89 Batman. That one's pretty cool too.
Yeah, it's like the shutter speed is like slow, and he like...
Yeah, it's weird.
It's cool looking.
It is cool looking. And when he dropped and he hit the ground, I never knew what that was.
Yeah, with how he has, yeah.
Yeah, well, when I was a kid, I was like, man, is that him doing that somehow?
Yeah.
Is he like, is part of his brain, is it like when you shit yourself after you're dead, like some of your body's still functioning? Is his vocal fucking cords fucked up and he's kind of laughing, or is that the voice thing, the box joke laughter thing? I don't know.
That's dark.
But anyway, John McClane's wife, she cannot be pleased. This, I understand, you know, I'm convinced that even if he's an alcoholic, even if he's a distant husband, he deserves better, because Holly, she can't be satisfied. This motherfucker stopped terrorists, you know, single-handedly. Look, he's got Carl Weathers' seal of approval right there. Look at him smiling like he wants to suck his dick. Look at him just grinning at him like, you the fucking man. And this insinuates that, okay, wow, they patched it up. They're going to get back together, man. He's the fucking stud. Why did I ever leave this guy? The second movie, shit falls apart again.
Well, it's like real life. If you know, sometimes you just, they're good as a friend, but it's like, I don't love this person.
Well, when they start with the third one, first of all, I think the third one's got the coolest opening ever, where they just throw him in the van. He's fucking been boozing. He's been drunk in his apartment with no windows, you know.
I might put the third one above the first one.
The third one's really fucking good. It's got the best like cold open. It's got the best opening. It's so good. But anyway, like she like hates his guts again in the third one, and she just mentioned
it was probably just sequelitis. They probably like, oh, we like the fucking dynamic of him always chasing after her or something. Who knows?
Well, he wasn't chasing after her in this one.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah, she had nothing to do with the plot, but it gave them a reason to make him the John McClane we love, where he's fucking an alcoholic, you know, and got nothing to lose, you know, kind of a nothing to lose type character. I want to watch that actually tonight. I might pop that in. Oh, one last scare.
Gah.
Oh man, he got his fucking day in the sun, man. He got to do something.
Look at the tears in his eyes. He that moved him inside.
He was imagining it was Urkel the whole time as he squeezed that trigger. That's how we got the fucking cojones to actually go through with it. He's like, it's Urkel.
See, I never watched Family Matters as a kid, and like whenever you're a kid and you don't really know the name of a show, I called it Steve Urkel. Oh yeah, you guys watching Steve Urkel?
Yeah, they did that. Did you get that far in The Simpsons where there's the alien in town, and Homer saw an alien late at night in the woods, and he's trying to tell everybody, but before the alien left, they the alien soaked Homer in booze so no one would believe him because he's like drenched in booze and he's gonna come home telling a crazy story, and he's like telling the whole town he's like, and he's skinny and he's got a high streaky voice like Urkel, and he shows up every Friday night like Urkel. He even calls it Urkel. So, but it's a good show, man. I almost wanted to recommend doing the Halloween episodes of Family Matters for October exploitation thing, because they had the Steve-ul. There's episodes where there's a killer doll version of Steve.
I think I saw bits and pieces like whenever I'd be babysitted. I think I remember that.
It's kind of scary, actually. It's kind of freaky. And he's Steve-ul, and he's like, you know, killing people as only they can get away with on primetime TV. But it's pretty fucking scary. And there's another episode where Steve-ul returns, but Carl has one too. There's Steve-ul and Carl, evil Carl.
That's dog.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking funny. So, I don't know. I don't think we talked about this movie as much as it deserved to be talked about, but but we talked about some fun shit. I love this movie though. So, since you said you think you put the third one above the first one, I'm gonna assume that your ranking goes 3, 1, 2, then probably 4 and 5 by default.
Yeah, maybe. It's been a while since I've seen 2, actually.
So maybe we'll get around to it. It's actually kind of similar to the reason why I hate a lot of second movies, like, you know, things like Hellraiser, or things like what was another example of that? I can't think of it. It's as bad. I don't like it as much as I do because it just taints the first one. The third one stands on its own. It's an entire different vibe. It's got the buddy comedy thing going on for it. Different type of, you know, it's let's take Die Hard and let's take it to the streets. Let's make it open world now instead of confined, you know, into like the second one. It's just too much like the first one. It fucking fails. I don't know. Yeah. That's what I don't like about it. And it's just forgettable. The villain's not as good. William Sadler's not as good. John McClane's is not as funny.
The best way to watch it is the TV version where they censor the cuss words.
Mr. Falcon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid. Dude, that scene where he gets blasted out of the fucking jet or whatever and he's flying up to the screen, you know, and he's in that seat. It looks ridiculous, man. But this is pretty iconic too, them playing the symphony, the orchestra shit. I don't know what composer did this, man. I don't know. But it's very, very close for me, but I guess I have to give the first one because of what it started. And then I think the third one, man, it's almost like a Terminator T2 situation where they made 2 very fucking good movies and they're both kind of fucking great for what they are because they're both kind of different. So, you know.
Directed by the same guy. Maybe they should just let him come back.
That's what, well, he was fucking doing time, man. For being kind of a scumbag. I don't know. But yeah, so who knows? But that doesn't always lead to a good movie. We've been over that before. You know, it's like, let's get Shane Black. He was in the first Predator, so maybe, you know, him knowing the original so well, maybe he'll make a good Predator director. And he's been on a hot streak as far as directing his own films. You know, he's made some good ones. Maybe he'll do this justice. And I still haven't seen that fucking movie, but I hear it's terrible. The new one.
I've heard that too, and I heard fucking who was it? Came back and co-wrote the script. The guy that did like fucking
48. Was it the guy who did 48 Hours, like Walter Hill and shit? Or no? Am I thinking?
Maybe he was one of them. But I think the other guy was Fred Decker, the guy that did like Monster Squad and Night of the Creeps.
Let me just double check who did that. This one's called The Predator, right?
Is it? Maybe that came out digitally.
Okay, The Predator. Let me see here.
And so did Halloween, the new one. It leaked, so we could do that. Whatever.
You want to?
It's got Korean subs though, but we could ignore those.
Yeah, I mean, we won't get busted if we're just doing a commentary. We can't put any of the fucking film in there, man. We gotta, well, not on YouTube anyway. I think we have to be careful when we do stuff like that. We could technically do a commentary.
Yeah.
And you know what? Hey guys, if we do that, I do want to put it out there. If I need to prove to you guys that it's legit, I'm willing to upload my receipt because I pre-ordered the fucking 4K Blu-ray. I bought it.
I'm gonna buy it too when it comes out. Yeah.
I bought it. I've already paid for it, and I'm gonna get it in the mail as soon as it. I think it comes out in December, doesn't it?
Yeah. Fred Decker, Shane Black wrote it.
Okay, but hey, doesn't Halloween come out in December? Like really soon?
I want to say it's not coming out until the beginning of next year.
Let me see. Well, I mean, Christmas would make sense because they're not going to make any more money off Halloween in December for that holiday, and they might as well release it for the holiday shopping, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if it's got a release date. Oh, fuck, you're right. January 15.
Yeah. Which is around the time the fucking remake of fucking Resident Evil 2 comes out.
Whoa. I'm getting conflicting things here on Amazon. It says this title will be released on January 15, 2019, but it also says this title will be released on December 18, 2018. Which one is it? Hold on. Maybe it's going to be on video on demand at the end of December.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so fuck. I really want to do it. Well, the thing is, we don't have time to do it in December anyway, right? So maybe that should be the very first movie we do for January.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's what we'll do. So we're gonna knock out this December month we got going here. We listed a whole fucking ton of good movies we want to hit. Let us know if you guys have any other suggestions, or if maybe they're out of the movies that we did suggest, if there's you want us to prioritize them in a certain way, because you know, we're going to obviously get at least 4 movies. I think the live stream is a great idea to do some specials. That'd be a lot of fun because we can knock out a handful of those things. And I am in love with the Ghostbusters 2 idea to have that for like New Year's Eve or something like that, or New Year's Day, right? I think that's a great idea. And maybe we can make room for a little bit of that fucking Kirk Cameron bullshit.
Yeah.
To have one to pick on. So we got a lot of shit to go through. We'll see what we can do. But I think as soon as we post something like, because Ghostbusters might, I'm going to look at what day New Year's falls on, because that just might have to be a bonus. Let me double check, because January, yeah, that's a Tuesday, man. So Monday is New Year's Eve and New Year's Day is a Tuesday. So we might have a bonus episode for you guys. And maybe Wednesday we should try and work hard, and maybe we can have Halloween. Maybe that could be sort of the plan. But anyway, if you guys are listening to this as of right now, you guys can go to our Twitch account and watch our Retro Rampage live stream that we referenced at the start of the show. By now, it's probably on YouTube as well. We'd really appreciate it if you guys went over to Twitch and subscribed there, because that's where you're going to watch us when we go live. We went live at 8 p.m. Central Time, and I think that's probably a good place to kind of try and keep it. Obviously, if it changes, our schedules might differ a little bit. We'll always let you guys know, but we're going to try and keep it in that ballpark. Also, obviously, YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the good stuff. Share us around your mothers, your grandmothers, anybody you think might like us or hate us. Fucking spread the love and you know, give us shouts out. And also, if you guys are purists to the podcast format, check out the links in the descriptions of something like YouTube. We're going to have links to take you to our Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and most recently, we are now on Spotify. So we're pretty much in your back pocket, wherever you want to be. And I know we've mentioned it too. Zach and I are getting really, really, really close to finalizing sort of Patreon ideas, right?
We want to make it worth your while, baby. And yeah, this is basically, yeah, if you're the type of person that, you know, you survive paycheck to paycheck, you can't fucking, you know, afford to give a donation. We're not talking to you. You don't got to worry about it, baby. This is, you know. Yeah,
so we'll reiterate again. We're going to do what we always do. You know, this show's free, of course, man. We're just a bunch of fucking slackers that are talking about movies, or sometimes not even talking about movies, you know, in the case of, well, maybe this one. But, you know, it's always going to be that way. But, you know, there's a lot of you guys that are real diehards, man, and you guys have been here for a long time, and we would love to be able to do more. And this is even for you guys that can't even support or help. We're not asking. You can do whatever. But we want to make sure that if you guys do want to, that you're getting something for it. I'm not dogging people that just say, hey, look, here's a donation link if you guys want to donate. Whatever, man. I mean, everybody's adults out there. If you want to donate to a show you really like to maybe help them get some new gear because you fucking dig what they do, that's cool too. But I'd rather not go that route. I want to make sure you guys are getting something for it. So keep doing what you're doing. keep rocking in a free world if that's what you like in the way we do things now. But we're basically putting together a list of things that we can realistically pull off and do for you guys to make it extra special. You know, we want to make sure we incorporate the things that are expected these days from people, from successful podcasts that have done this with success, you know, with Patreons, some of the staples. But we obviously want to make sure there's some cool content in there too, because we want to be able to keep this up. I'm not, like I said, the show will always be free. Now, of course, what we can't promise is, because we can't predict what's going to happen tomorrow, is our availability, right? We get older, shit happens. Like I said, we're being pulled in every direction. We got jobs, we got stuff to support, we got families. So I would really, 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 really like to keep up the pace that we have. Not only that, I would like to do more. I would like to do even more stuff just for everybody in general, not counting the special stuff. But like I said, it's that might be where support comes in, because like I said, I don't think we'll ever stop doing it. But I don't want to get to a point where we have to, all right, well, now we're going to record once every couple of weeks and then once a month or whatever. And, you know, just because life happens. So, but anyway, that's what all this is going to be for. And we're super, super close to unveiling ideas for you. And like I said, if you guys, we would really like some suggestions. If you guys have any, you guys have thrown out a few ideas, which we take a note of and appreciate that. And we're 100% on board. But feel free to leave us some more comments if you guys have anything. Maybe if you're somebody that would potentially be interested in doing it, obviously we want to hear from you, because like, what is it you want? Like, what would be cool for you, right? You know, I mean, fuck. I mean, so let us know, and then hopefully hold us accountable. Hold me accountable on a couple of things. Hold me accountable on the deep end. I'm promising you guys, we got to fucking do that. Hopefully that's up this weekend. If I have it my way, that's what I want you guys to hold me up to. And then also hold us accountable that by the next commentary, Zach, let's actually have a game plan to throw it out there on the air. All right. So that's all I got. Zach, you got any last comments, man? Anything, Mac and Zach, you want to pitch?
Fucking December, baby. We got the fucking month of Leprechaun. Tune in, babies.
That's fucking out of left field.
Yeah, that was the point. The first part, we recorded part 3. Might be up by now. I think we're gonna start putting them up on Mondays.
Oh, Mac and Zach Mondays, yeah. That just makes total fucking sense.
Exactly, and Mondays suck, but we can make Mac and Zach make it better for you.
Yeah, exactly, man. Mac and Zach Mondays. We got our commentary Wednesdays. And like I said, man, by the way, another thing that I can assure you, the fucking support would definitely help is I want to be able to do deep end more often. I keep saying like it's going to happen, but they're just so few and far between. I mean, because we can't stray away from the commentaries, because that's kind of the meat of the show, and that's what we love doing. But man, I would love to be able to do deep end on a regular basis. And if we did it on a weekly basis, I don't know. I just really, really like to do it. But and who knows? We actually got a couple of ideas for some other shows that, I mean, I don't want to speak too early on it, but there might be potential for a couple other shows joining the network, maybe. So if we'll give you more information when that stuff develops. But that's all we got. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We look forward to you joining us further for the rest of December, and let us know your feedback on what we got going on this month. That's all we got. Catch you guys later. Bye bye, Publix.